Hey guys, what's going on? I'm Abel Green and I'm back. Guys, today we are here to talk about Terminal Wars. I had the honor and the privilege to speak with the creative director slash founder of Terminal War, Alec, and we got into numerous of conversations here, and this video is going to suffice as a good interview and a true peek behind the curtain as to what's going on behind the development of Terminal War. I would appreciate it if you, one, like the video, and two, subscribe to the channel if you care to stay up to date with all the latest shooter news and updates and conversations such as this. It was honestly a blast doing this interview, and hopefully you folks at home gain some value from it. Enjoy. I know a lot of you guys on my channel have been excited to get more details about this game, and just coverage overall on it. And I wanted to be the beacon of light in this pocket, in this space, highlighting games such as Terminal Wars. You guys know I typically like to cover games that I personally am interested in. I don't really care what the rest of the world is doing. But if I feel like there's something special for you and I and fun to be had, especially in the multiplayer shooter realm, action game realm, this seems like it's it here. And Alec is gonna break down tons more information here and guys give you more of a better understanding of their title. So Alec, introduce yourself, sir. Tell the audience about yourself, my friend.
Okay, so I'm the founder of this project, and I started this years ago, even while The Last of Us was in development, the online game. And
Wow.
uh, I know we say that we're making it because of the cancellation, but it's half true. I always had a feeling that Naughty Dog was going to let the idea get too big, and they were going to get too far away from their ideas. And I only figured that because that's how I am myself. My ideas tend to get way too big sometimes, and um, I didn't expect them to cancel the game. That's not something I would have ever have predicted. And when they did cancel the game, I was just like, okay, well, we're just going to keep going forward. Like maybe it's a blessing, but I didn't want that to be the case for them, of course. But so when I started the project, I wasn't familiar at all with game development. I'm not a game developer. I'm a full-time firefighter, and I've always just felt creative in my life. And
Yes.
I started the project hiring freelancers off Fiverr.com, and just learning my way. Invested into the project and made a lot of mistakes, and but it was all a learning process. So
Yes, sir.
here we are today, and I co-founded the project when I officially formed the LLC. I
Yes, sir.
co-founded it with my technical partner, his name is Saba. He is a master at game development. He can pretty much get anything done in a gameplay sense, and as long as we have the right tools, right? If we have the right animations, if we have the right characters, we have the right VFX. Actually, everything really comes down to the animations. And as long as I'm able to get that to him, and we're able to pull that from freelancers, we believe we can make a great game. So
Got you.
yeah, but other than that, just based in New York, I make this out of pure passion.
Yes, sir.
It's been consistent and it's been relentless for the last couple of years. And I try not to think about this project every second of my life, but I really do, and my wife can probably testify to that. But for better or for worse, and
Yes,
I'm
sir. Yes, sir.
I am extremely selective about what I do in a creative sense, and I am not any professional. I don't claim to be great at any of what I am trying to do here. But one of the things I wanted to talk about today was the trailer that we showed,
Yes,
which was
sir.
at Future Game Show, and it's a bit of a having that trailer come out was a bit of a deviation from how I normally do things, in terms of releasing what I'm ever working on. And I think it's important to note that we didn't expect the attention when we first released like our unofficial teaser trailer, and that was the one that the Last of Us co-creator had tweeted us at. This was announced, I believe, either in late March or early April, and we put out that video. I'm sure you've seen it. It was a
Yes,
couple
sir.
of gameplay executions that we have, and we had 200 followers on Twitter at the time. And I just uploaded it, and I woke up and it had tons of views and reposts and tweets, and it was very validating. But for myself, I didn't even want to release that. I thought it was so unfinished, and I'm very particular about a lot. But sometimes
Would
when
you
you just
say you're
yeah,
very hard on yourself, Alec, with this
yes,
project?
definitely. Well, anything I do, like I have even friends, like there are things that I've done just personally, creatively, and in a personal sense, and I'm extremely reluctant to ever show anybody anything. A lot of
Yes,
the
sir.
times things don't see the light of day. And when you don't have the budget or the team to make something the way you want it to look, it's hard to like even feel good about showing it. Like, but
Yes.
and that's not a knock at all on anybody that's on my team. I can only pay them so much, and I can only hire enough talent or hire them to work enough time to get it the way I want it to be. So, and just getting back to that first unofficial teaser that we posted, like just to
Yeah.
nitpick it, like the characters were incomplete, like the environment wasn't even like 50% done, the lighting was like 0% complete, and I had a huge problem with
Wow.
that. So my partner, and this is why he's great, because he really like encourages me to like say, listen, we have to get something out the door right now. We have to show people what we're working on to market the game, right?
Your
And
friend is very correct. He is
yeah,
correct.
he is. And
Very correct.
if things were up to me, I would probably not have released the trailer for like 3 years from now, right? Obviously, we're going to come out sooner than that, but when that trailer came out, it was a little bit validating because even though it was incomplete and not finalized, we had such a great reaction to it, and to hear it from the co-creator of Last of Us himself was like huge, and even some Naughty Dog devs, and we were grateful for that, and I'm
Yes,
humble about
sir.
it because I've said this before. Didn't even think it deserved that, and
Yes, sir.
maybe technically, maybe it did, or maybe with the context, maybe it does deserve that. But how I feel is like I'm always looking to push out a finished gameplay product, and there's a reason why I tell this part of the story is because that post alone on Twitter did so much for us in terms of opportunities. And number one, it put us a little bit more on the map. We're not huge or anything, but
Yes,
we
sir.
had received an invitation from Future Game Show to present a trailer. And when I got word that we were gonna have to submit like a 2-minute trailer, you know, we were really late on that trailer by like 2 weeks, and we were I don't know where our trailer would have ended up. We're grateful to have even been offered this opportunity, but
So
you
you
know,
almost did not make
yeah,
Future's
I
game
was
show.
editing that trailer that night, like of
Whoa.
submission.
So,
Yeah,
oh
and
my
yeah,
God. So this almost never happened.
yeah, no, it came so
Wow.
close, and there was a previous showcase that we did before that we had committed to, and I felt so bad because with Insider Gaming, we showed like 30 seconds there, and I know there was nothing in that trailer. It's just we committed to it 2 months ago or 3 months ago, and we had not. We thought we were going to be a little bit further ahead, and I almost pulled out of that showcase where we showed
Yes,
the
sir.
teaser,
Yes, sir.
just because I'm like, people are going to be pissed, like that we're showing nothing here. Like
Right, right. The
it's
pressure. I feel you.
yeah, and
Yes,
I
sir.
I
Yes,
wasn't
sir.
even like even what we had recorded. I'll get into that next. But
Yes,
so
sir.
anyway, we got the opportunity to present at Future Game Show, and I did not want to miss on this because this is a lot of times studios pay like a lot of money for the slot,
Yes, sir.
and I had even been. Well, I'm not going to disclose who I spoke to outside of Future Game Show, but all I'm going to say is if we had our trailer ready, I think it would have been much bigger. It would have been on another showcase. I won't say which one, and I would have been very confident with the reveal if everything was done on time. And that's on nobody's fault. It's just the way things are.
Well, let me
So
tell you. Let me tell
yeah,
you this, Alex, from a Abel Green perspective here. You're doing everything right, my
cool.
friend.
Thank you. I
Like,
appreciate
like,
it.
like, and
Yeah,
I'm not saying that to make your head big or anything. I'm saying it as a person that's been in this space for a very long time,
yeah.
very long time. What you're presenting is correct, and you're going about it correct. What your friend has told you to get the workout is correct. You're
Yeah.
doing everything correct.
It's
You're
funny.
not gonna
Yeah.
you're not gonna cross your T's and dot your I's and everything. Not everything's gonna align,
Right.
but God's gonna put you right where you need to be and
Hmm.
for the time to shine. And it's working for you. It's
So
going for you,
you're
sir.
right. And you're people, I do get that feedback a lot, and to hear it from you is great. It's like you have to show something. This is fine. This looks
Yes,
okay.
you're good, my
You
friend.
know,
Yes, if
but
trust me, you would
yeah,
hear from me.
yeah, right,
If just between you and I, because you really don't know me. This is our first time, guys,
right,
chopping it up. But if you ever need to be like, hey, Abel, honest to God, how do you feel?
yeah.
Tap me on the shoulder.
I
You always
will.
have
I
me.
listen.
You
I'll
always
I'll
have me.
send you trailers early.
Yeah,
Like
yeah,
whatever
man.
we
You
have.
always have me, and
Absolutely.
I take this very serious.
Thank
So
you.
so, with that said, Alec, I want to ask you. I want to get into some fun questions. I
Hmm.
want to learn more about you, learn more about the game.
Sure.
You broke down a lot of good stuff here, guys. Trailer almost didn't debut, guys. Alec trying to battle himself in like, should I put it out? And we were learning a lot here. So we're gonna dive in a little deeper here.
Yeah. Actually,
What
I
are
don't.
the? Yeah, go ahead,
Is
Alec. I'm
is
sorry.
there?
Go ahead.
No, there's just one thing I want to talk about with the trailer.
Yes, sir.
The trailer.
Yeah.
Because
Please go ahead.
we
Before
have
we
a lot of ambiguous names, I guess. I feel we haven't really shown a real official gameplay trailer yet.
Okay.
Obviously, we were reached out to by IGN to post it, and
Okay.
we gave them the trailer, and I'm not sure what they labeled it as, and I'm grateful to that because somebody at IGN is a big Factions fan, and they had reached out to me, and I'm going to keep that in the loop. But
Let's go. Let's go.
so yeah, he's just I have a contact now that I can't wait to work with him and showcase more with IGN.
Yes,
But
sir.
just a note on the trailer itself. It's like, and I just try to make an analogy in my head of like how game development works from like a lay perspective. Like I don't know anything technical, so just to kind of give you a
And Alec,
perspective.
I
Yeah.
have to say this before you explain
Hmm.
that. I love the challenge you took on.
Hmm.
I want to be where you are one day.
I
And
appreciate.
I'm
Yeah.
very serious about this.
I
So
wouldn't. I wouldn't recommend
I,
it, but
I
yeah.
trust me.
Yeah.
My boy is Big Fry. We talk about game dev in
Oh,
the
really?
background, and
Okay, he's great.
That's my right hand.
Hmm.
We talk about game dev and stuff a lot, and what he has done
Awesome.
with his team Resurgent is remarkable. And you taking on that feat, I commend you because I could only imagine what you're going through.
Thank
And
you.
especially having a family, having a wife, and shout out to your wife because my God,
Yeah. I mean,
patience.
I'm yeah. Even at work, when I'm at work, I'm just mentally distracted as well, and
Right, sir.
a lot
Bro,
of
you're
even
saving lives.
yeah, oh,
You're doing a lot. You're doing a
I
lot.
can't say that I am, but
Well,
I'm in that
I mean,
career, sure, but
the
um,
typical cat in the tree here and there.
of course, of course, but
But yeah, but
yeah.
I wanted to say, I say all that to say, Alec, I commend you on your journey and I really
Thank you.
respect it. But back to
Thank you.
what you're saying, sir.
Yeah, sure. So the trailer itself was recorded in a 2v1 playtest, and
Okay.
I receive a build of the game, I would say like every 2 months or so, right? Because to make a build from an Unreal Engine project, it's a little bit complex because especially multiplayer, you have to set up a server, and we have to get something playable that I can download and somebody else can download,
Right.
and I have to be able to play them uh, kind of locally. It's recommended to me by my partner Saba. He said that it's best that we play people that are close to us because we don't have servers set up. So
Okay.
I had talked with Voyager's Revenge, who's an incredible game capture artist, and someone had reached out to me on Twitter. His name is Rara, and he has a really good game capture setup as well.
Yes,
So
sir.
I had two talented people with me who were capable of recording high quality content. And long story short, I opened up the game with them, and to my surprise, the game was far from complete. And the reason why I say that is it wasn't so it's not incomplete in like the game. Like the game isn't like broken or like you know unplayable. It was simply we had. Man, I know I go off topic so much, but I'm gonna try
No, no,
to.
no, no,
I
no, no,
wanna
no, no,
yeah,
no.
yeah. I
Brother,
want to try to yeah, yeah. Okay,
go.
cool.
This is all
All right,
valuable.
cool.
Talk
All
it.
right, great.
Well, we're gonna get to the good stuff. We're trust
Sure.
us,
Yeah, we
guys.
did
Hang
the
in there
fun.
with
This is
us.
not the fun
We're,
stuff, but
yeah, yeah.
so picture like I guess this is the best thing I can come up with. Picture a transformer assembling, right?
Okay.
You have like maybe four things. I don't even know anything about transformers, but it's just what I'm using. So imagine they assemble into one big robot, right? And one big robot is your build. And one of those smaller robots that jumped into that mech is one of
And you
them's
know what?
animation.
The analogy is Power Rangers.
Is it power? Okay,
That that that
similar
that
mix.
that's
All
how
right.
their thing comes together. It's
I like
pieces
that
that
even
come
better.
together.
I
Yeah,
like
yeah,
it
yeah,
better.
yeah.
So let's do Power Rangers. So you have an
Yep.
animation Power Ranger. You have a character model Power Ranger. You have gameplay mechanic Power Ranger. You have VFX Power Ranger. You have a lighting and environment Power Ranger, and you have another one.
Wow.
And
All those pieces.
so imagine all those Power Rangers work on their own independently
Yes, sir.
before that, right? So you have all of those things being assembled on their own and being fine-tuned, compartmentalized, and I manage this project on an international level. So I talk with the team internationally, like on Discord, which is
Yes, sir.
probably not the best way to do things. But so I direct creative direction, of course, not technical direction. That's my partner. I speak with the animator on how each animation should look. I speak with Saba on how they should be implemented into the game. And I speak with the character model, how characters should look. And I speak with the environment and lighting artists and VFX and all that. So, long story short, this is all those Power Rangers got assembled. And when they were
To make a
assembled
Megazord. To
into
make a
to
Megazord.
make a Megazord, and
Yep.
when we opened the game, they were merged. You could put some body horror in there. They were fused together in the wrong way, right? This is not anybody's fault because we were just rushing here. So when
Yes, sir.
I
Yes,
think
sir.
I was recording gameplay the week of the deadline.
Whoa.
Yeah, like a couple days before, maybe very, very, actually, was it 2, 3 days before? So recorded it. We recorded for about 2 hours, just the three of us. And our game is 4v4, so we didn't have enough people to record like this epic 4v4 trailer. And in addition, when I loaded up the level, I'd said, this looks different from what I've been seeing in my updates. And it turns out when an environment artist works kind of in tandem with a lighting artist, and we had done lighting before we hired a professional lighting artist. And when you merge their branches in a technical sense, you merge their projects.
Right.
You
When
don't want
everything compiles.
Yeah, things can kind of overlap and some
Yes, sir.
things override other things. So
Yes, sir.
the lighting was overridden completely. So like I think we got the old lighting on the newer map, and the
Okay.
lighting and there was something within the lighting that was affecting our VFX. So I don't know if any yeah. So man, I have a lot of stuff to tell you about this trailer.
Yeah. Go ahead.
The lighting was so bugged that like if you threw a Molotov, and this is why you don't see a Molotov exploding in the trailer, because our Molotov does have good VFX. You know, we've showcased it in a gray box, but
Yes,
under
I've
this
seen it.
lighting, it affected I think there was a thing called bloom in the lighting sense, and it affected our VFX where sparkles would shoot like from it looks like you throw a Molotov and you see like a firework in the sky, or you shoot the
Oh.
bullet tracers would look like fireworks. So like if I shot at you,
Alec, I was wondering where I
Yeah.
was asking myself, I'm like, I don't see tracers or whatever.
yeah, well, so I
Yeah.
everything looked like a Star Wars game, like when you're shooting each other, and the game is working. It's not like it's
Oh,
not
Lord.
working. This was just a rushed build, and we didn't have
Right.
enough time to course correct. And
Yes, sir.
because we outsourced the so just to get off topic a little really quickly, we tend to outsource things to specialists, so we don't try to just take things on ourselves unless we know what we're doing. And Saba handles
And I
all
respect
gameplay.
that. That's
Yeah.
very good that you do that. That's very
Best
good
way to
that you
do it,
that.
and
Yes,
you
best
you
way.
don't save money, but
It's costly. It's
right.
costly.
And we had hired somebody to make this build for us and set up the servers. And I think the lighting, obviously, it did not merge properly, and all of our VFX were compromised. So imagine it's 2 or 3 days before the trailer. I'm recording this. All right, I'm ready to play this game that looks so good. And then I go to record it, and it's completely like it's unrecordable in a sense where even if you and I have a gunfight, it might be fun, but it looks like we're shooting lasers at each other.
Oh.
So the
Oof.
game worked. It's just the one little setting in the lighting that kind of compromised so much.
Yes,
And
sir.
normally, game studios have all the time in the world to record the trailers and make sure everything's right before recording. We had such a blessing of an opportunity from Future Game Show that like we just had to get something out
Yeah,
there,
you had a
and
roll. Had a
we had
roll.
to. And
Yep.
unfortunately, we were just like, all right, I'm just going to record the footage that we can and just get it out there. And
Yes,
not even
sir.
in a VFX sense, the lighting. If you go on our YouTube page and you check out our lighting
Yes,
showcase,
sir.
that's why I had released that video, just to show people what the map really looks like. The lighting is completely different. I'm gonna see if I can find. Actually, I probably can't even pull it up. But the before and after photos of the lighting that we recorded, and we have three times a day. We had a whole daylight setting, and that the
Okay.
fog in that overlapped from a different thing, and we couldn't even record the daylight version of the map. And we only
Oh.
had one map, right? And I just it killed me and this is what kills me as the creative director. It's like I wanted this. I wanted our official trailer to really look a certain way and play a certain way and be this big 4v4 kind of thing. And due to the timing and the rush, it just was not possible. And I don't even call that our official gameplay trailer. And yeah, I mean, I was so when that trailer premiered, I was on my way to a wedding and
Okay.
I had no service. So I was watching the stream on my phone, and leading up to the trailer, I had reached out to you before the trailer. I was like, listen, man, I don't even like our trailer. Um, and when I watched it premiere, I was watching some streams. I was watching Big Fries. He was kind to us. I was in the car watching the stream, and I was just like, we're going to get crushed right now. We're going to get destroyed. And I see people commenting things like Timu, as predicted, Timu Last of Us.
Mm.
You know, this looks like AI, or like
Yeah.
why would they show this? This doesn't show anything in the trailer, and like without all of the context of what we had gone through to get anything out there was like, listen, it killed me to see like so much negativity, and
Yes, sir. Yes,
um,
sir.
it really does. And when people don't know you or have a face to put behind it, listen, people might not like me more after this trailer. I mean, after this interview, but you know, it's tough because as the person who's in charge of how this game looks,
Yes, sir.
it was disheartening to number one record something that was unfinished, not to my liking. Number two, to do it under pressure and time, where like I couldn't get it the way exactly how I wanted to, and um, for me to know what this game really is and really what it could be, and for me to not deliver that, it hurt me. And I understand why people may have been disappointed by it. Um, and I totally understand. And I don't listen. I don't know. I think just to give you perspective, we had about 17,000 wish lists.
Okay.
We're at like 40,000 right now from in like just a couple of days. So that was huge
Amazing.
for us.
Look
Yeah.
at God. That's amazing. That's
But
amazing.
how I feel is like, man, if we had exactly what we intended this trailer to be, like I wouldn't have released the trailer until like late summer. If this was exactly what I wanted it to be, I think it could have been more of a viral moment.
Yes,
And
sir.
I am so grateful to Voyager and Rara for recording the footage with me. That was
Yes, sir.
Voyager's an insane capture artist. Like the footage that I recorded on my computer compared to what he recorded was like,
Day and night type.
it was just ridiculous. He's so talented. So, and I even used Rara's work too. He had some great shots in there, and we got the best that we could. So, and this is just a little, a little bit of a. This is something that I feel like people don't admit with their trailers, and maybe it's just me. Not this specifically, but how you edit your trailers is like.
Okay.
I edited so the muzzle flash was affected so much by the light. It was so big that like when you would when you would shoot the gun, it would be like this massive orb, and it didn't look right.
Whoa.
And in the gray box level that you can play test on, everything looks perfect.
Right.
So
Okay.
it was just the lighting on that map, and it was like a little on-off switch that you just have to toggle. So
Wow.
I
Imagine that.
literally in the editing room, I sliced out the orb from the muzzle flash. Every single time a gun is shot, you could probably see like a frame, like a
You
very
literally
small.
took the frame out.
I took the orb out because
Okay.
listen, I don't think it's deceitful because it looks amazing in the gray box, and now it's fixed. And
But
I'm
Alec,
like,
nobody will ever know, buddy. You're crushing yourself.
yeah,
That's me.
yeah.
That you know, you have some geeks out there. You have some geeks out there, but I know it's
Yes.
the internal pest in you where it's like,
Oh man,
this is not
they have
looking
no
how I
idea.
want it to
Yeah,
look.
but even the environment, it's like I know we're not a two-person team. We're two founders, right?
Yes, sir.
And I want people to be really blown away about what this game is. And I know
Yes,
that
sir.
if we had everything the way we wanted it to, we thought it would. I know it would have been like this much. It would have been a little bit more impactful. And I have no
Right.
complaints because we have a really good amount of views on that IGN video. We have so many people join the Discord, so many wish lists, and so many more wish lists, and we don't even feel like we've released a trailer yet. So, and I'm just telling you, like those things that we've released, like visually and even how they play, it's like it's not even like the full product. It's not the 4v4 product yet. Like there's so much to do
Yes, sir.
that are easy to fix, like the gun recoil and
So,
animations or whatever.
Alec,
Yeah,
let's get into that because you said a lot,
yeah,
and you guys got a lot of background information
yeah.
as to what's
Maybe
going.
too much.
Well, no, but brother, this is great. This is great
Yeah,
because people learn from these conversations, and they get to know you personally. They get to
right.
see who you are.
True.
Knowing a founder is very important. I let you speak, and I'm learning about you. I'm learning. I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, this guy really cares. Like he really, like you
yeah,
really are passionate. Like he's geeked out, guys. Alex is geeked out, like how I get geeked out in certain things.
yeah.
So I'm like, oh, he's serious about this. He's not joking around. He cares about this product, and he wants it to be good for you and I. So with that said, I'm going to ask you some questions here. What are the shooters that inspired you to go on this endeavor? What are the multiplayer games? Let's get right to it.
Hmm.
Multiplayer shooters that reigned supreme in your life that was like, I I gotta do this. Now for me, let me just set
Yeah.
the stage. Me, Gears of War, SOCOM,
Hmm.
Ghost Recon, Rainbow
Love that.
Six.
Love that.
That's my cloth
Which
that I
Rainbow
come
Six
from.
and which Ghost Recon?
Oh man, name a Rainbow Six I haven't played.
Oh,
But
okay,
but but
nice.
but
Yeah.
but but I'll go Vegas, Black Arrow.
Vegas was amazing. That was
Yeah.
probably my favorite one. That one had the third person
Yep, third person
cover,
lead.
right?
You
Yeah,
lead.
yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep, yep. Well,
That
the
was so
thing.
cool.
Yep,
You could put
yep.
your face in the
Amazing.
game, right? You can take a picture.
Yes,
That was great.
brother. You know,
Of course, man. I did it.
you
I was
know.
like, playing that next one.
In Gears of War, of course, and SOCOM,
Yeah.
though that was it for me. What was it for you,
Definitely.
Alec? Where are you trying to take gamers at? What really did it for you back in the day for yourself? What did you play,
Um,
multiplayer wise?
so I was very competitive, and I played with my friends a lot. I had, in high
A
school,
clan.
and yeah, and we would just have so much fun playing each other, like in private matches.
What games did you play?
And
Let me know.
Gears of War 1, loved it. Gears of
Oh,
War
server
2,
browser? They killed it.
yeah,
They
yeah.
killed.
Well, number 2 I think was even better too, right?
Two,
Yeah,
we just progressed better.
yeah. Two
After two to
was
me, three was okay. Three was okay, but two was peak.
two was peak. Two
Two was
was
peak. They had it
two
right. The balancing.
exactly
At
right.
first, when I first played it, I was like, the delay in the shotgun, I'm like, huh. But then over time, I'm like, no, they did it right. That
Yeah,
was correct. That was the
yeah.
right move. Because
It really was.
it gave you the skill, but yet you had to think. It was, oh, bro, like
You know
the
what's so great
balancing
about
in
that
that was so
game
good.
is that, and this is something that games just don't do anymore.
Yeah, go
Maybe
ahead.
maybe somebody will just tell me I'm wrong, and then I'll just agree with them because I probably am. Gears of War, like you were spawning in with like two guns, and you had like a very little selection, not two, but you had very little selection of like what guns you can bring in. It's like you're either
Yes,
going to
sir.
use the Nasher or you're going to use
Yeah, there were weapon
there was the
pickups.
burst rifle, and
Yeah.
there was the Lancer.
Yes, sir.
And for a loadout, in a loadout sense, you had to choose between two pistols. Well, you had one shotgun, and you had two like primary weapons. And
Yes, sir.
when you played somebody with those, you felt like it was fair because in high school it was like everybody was playing Gears of War in high school, like
Oh yeah,
everybody.
for real.
And you knew the kid in high school who was like great and like he was the best with the shotgun. And like you don't really get that anymore. We're like in games where this one guy is in particularly so great with this one specific gun. Now there's like 30 different guns in a game or 40 different guns, and
It doesn't even feel special and unique.
it doesn't feel special, and you don't
doesn't feel special.
Yeah, you feel like, and I played Warzone a lot too, and that's probably a cursed statement, but I loved COVID Warzone. I thought it was amazing.
Oh yeah. Now
yeah.
COVID Warzone, I'll give you
Amazing.
that. Now
Yeah.
we progress down the road.
We have. See ya.
Nope. Yep. Bye.
Yeah.
Don't even think about it.
Yeah. And I know I'm bouncing around from different games here, but I think it's so great when like two people are using the same weapons or have the same weapons, and you get to beat the guy with the same gun. And in Warzone, it got away from that, where like you needed a meta in certain situations.
Yeah.
And whoever had that meta was like melting you. And
I
you also
can't
had to
stand
keep
meta
up.
gameplay.
Yeah.
I cannot stand meta
I hate it.
gameplay because
I hate that.
everybody copy. There's nothing
Yeah.
special to the game.
Right.
Like the games we played in our time, there was no meta for what you.
Not at all.
It's almost like gamers back then were basketball players.
Right.
They all could use the same weapon, but they played with a different style.
Right.
Like
exactly.
you'd be like, "Yo, how is he?
Yeah.
He's moving like this." And
Yeah, like the
but-
sniper in Gears was like
Right,
so hard to
right.
master, but people would be like,
but some people were animals with it, and other
Right.
people couldn't touch it.
yeah,
They
exactly.
couldn't touch it. Like I would
That's-
pick it up just to pass it to somebody,
right,
just
right.
so I had the advantage to pick it up.
And
Weapon
the team wouldn't
slotted-
have it. Yeah,
Yeah,
the enemy
yeah.
team.
So they wouldn't have it on canals.
Exactly.
So
That was
yeah.
a great place to get your head taken off, man.
yo,
Yeah,
bro. You
As soon as
pause
you're
in that
picking up that
animation and
sniper,
somebody got you.
Yeah,
Over,
yeah.
gone. That
Yeah.
animation just took you right out the game. Took you
Yeah.
right out the game. But just like we're saying, it's things like that people really overlook. They have you're hitting all the chords with me
Yeah.
that I say
Good.
about these games all the time. I'm like, where's the soul? Where's the don't give me 80 weapons. I don't
Yeah.
need 80 weapons. I need great gameplay with character.
Right.
I need animations that penalize you if you don't do certain things. You need checks and balances and systems in your game, little nuances, little details that
Right.
just take the gameplay through another level where it's like, whoa, okay, if you don't hit this shot, you're penalized for a second.
Right. Yeah,
But
if you
if
miss
this
the
guy-
sniper, your head's getting taken
Right.
off. Yeah.
Right. It has to be
Right.
checks and balances. So there's like a skill to it. So if a guy gets really good and he mastered it and he put in the time,
Right.
headshot. Oh my God, he's that good. And you're like, wow, he mastered that. Because not everybody could do it. And it's not about meta. It's about skill and character and
Right.
knowing the cause and effect of the systems in the game and the
Yeah.
penalties in the game and the animations in the game. But yeah, go ahead, Alec.
You
I'm
know,
sorry.
I know, I agree. Like, you don't really get that anymore. Now it's like
You don't.
in Call of Duty, it's like, oh, if I die, I haven't played that in a while, but if I die, I'm gonna go switch.
Same.
I'm gonna go switch my gun now because this guy killed me with like
Yeah.
a battle rifle.
It feels
And
so
now
dead.
I'm gonna switch it, and then I get killed by a
It feels
shotgun.
so dead.
Yeah.
It
So
feel there's no soul. It's just
Right.
it's very automated. It plays just same. Very beautiful when Arc Raiders came around. It kind of gave character to things. There's some things that I would change personally.
I love-
but
love-
Arc Raiders is amazing.
yeah,
I think Arc Raiders is really cool.
I don't know if you're a PvP guy in Arc Raiders, but like something that really was ish. Now, I mean, I go on every now and then, and when I do go on, I go to Stellamontis.
Yeah.
yeah.
Thug it out. Just
I
thug it out.
go to the lobby. You know the lobby in Stellamontis?
Yeah,
It's
go
those-
ahead.
Those
Yes.
3 floors.
Yes, go ahead.
And my friends and I, we just like, we get into like, and this is what's so inspiring is because number one, it was validating that like a third person game with like clunky weapons could like be fun and, you know, a stamina nerf. Yeah. I know it was validating, and everybody talks like they don't want that
because we
anymore.
haven't seen Alec. Let's be honest, we haven't
Yeah.
seen it in so long.
No,
we
we
know
haven't.
it's magical. We
Yeah.
know it's magical, but the
Yeah.
rest of the world, they're like, "When's the last time we've seen this?" And
Yeah.
I kept telling people, like, and just to go off here, I told folks, I said, "Guys, one of the biggest games in the world is Fortnite, third person. Don't ever question third person. Don't ever
That's
question
something
it.
we see all the time in comments. Is like,
Like people like to brush third person
Yeah.
to the side. No, third person's Rolls Royce if
Right.
done with integrity.
and it's
If
a little bit
done
harder
with
to
integrity.
do because you need so much more animation, and people complain about like corner peeking and all that. Totally get it, but people forget that they have the same advantage, and you have to. It's not even like it's not even like you should be a corner peeker yourself. You should just be aware that people are doing it. So, everybody, it's symmetrical either way. It's not like one guy, just because you're playing a third person game, doesn't mean somebody's just cheating, right? It
Right.
means that you both have the same tool set. And if you got beat, then you just weren't aware that other people might be using that.
Yeah, fair enough. And I like the way you described that. And I'll go ahead and say this too. I take it as this: you either going to like the third person perspective or you're not. It's one of those things, take it or leave it. I'm not going to sit here and play referee on why it's better, or I'm not going to do all that, because I know the games that are popular and the ones that I cared about, third person was never an issue. You either like it or don't like it. Everybody thinks today they have this entitlement where it's like, where's the first person? I hope first person's coming to. No, stop being entitled and play the game the way the creators want you to play it. You either like it or you don't.
And there are just as simple so many first-person games out there.
And there's so many first-person. It's
and
so
I'm,
many
and I'm not saying
first-person.
people shouldn't make them, but there are so many
I'm not saying that neither.
Like,
I love both. I love both, honestly. As my biggest thing is gameplay. The gameplay integrity. I don't care. You could give me thousands of first person. You could give me thousands of third. The gameplay and what's being done, the character of the gameplay is everything to me. That matters to me. Once you go left and you deviate and it doesn't feel right, Abel Green, nope, guys. They'll be like, Abel, you don't like, have you played the gameplay? It feels very, I look for games with soul. There's a benchmark with me. I played the best in the past and you guys still haven't touched it.
I know. It's like there are those masterpieces that are on the shelf.
And it was very simple. Very simple what they did. They didn't reinvent the wheel.
Very simple.
It's very SOCOM too. Very simple. But
even
none of you,
like,
you guys can't get there. We can't get there. In 2026, we have not seen it yet.
Yeah.
There's no way. And God bless what you're doing, Alec. But go ahead, brother. Go ahead.
No. Well, I was just gonna see. I even saw that game Crossfire, and I was like, it looks great. And it's like, I know people want that in like a multiplayer game for sure, but I mean that is to me the first reinvention of a third person that I've ever seen in a long time in terms of like animations.
I'll agree with you.
Yeah, it looks great. It looks great, and I understand the difference with third person for campaign games, but something about seeing your character and seeing great animations, like like of a whole body. I think it really sells like immersion, and it's hard to reinvent the wheel for first person shooters as well. But there's a game that just looks so good to me is like Ill. Ill to me is like.
Oh yeah, I've seen Ill.
It was sketchy in the beginning.
Looks ill.
It turned out to be. It does. it turned out to be a real game, and I think that's great. And just the way the hand looks, how big it looks, and like how the lighting in the game, just I don't know. It just looks like it's out of the RE engine, which is sick. But,
yes, sir. Correct. I agree.
It's a great looking game, and I like seeing reinventions in that way. And like. I know this game that I'm making is not. I know it's heavily inspired by another game. I'm aware of that, and but this is my easiest path to creative direction was to make a game, and because if you're trying to make a movie or something else creative or whatever else, you need so much. I mean, you need so much to do all that, but a game can be done by a guy in his living room working with somebody.
Yes, sir.
In many different
You just
countries.
need the cooperation.
Yeah, and you do need funds depending on what kind of game you're going for.
Yes.
But I felt like this was very possible for me, and it felt like a platform for me to be kind of what I really feel like I should be. Like the reason why I want this game to be successful is not to really change my life financially. Of course, that's really not the reason at all, but it's just to allow me to be a creative director going forward. It would allow me to work on this game going forward, potentially other games or sequels or whatever. And that's too far ahead. It's way too far ahead, of course. But it's really what there are only some things I can get into a flow state about in my life. I'm sure you've heard of flow states before.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And some people can't fly in a flow state. And like when I've known for years now that when I'm working on something I'm passionate about, it's so easy for me to pay attention to it that it pulls attention from other things in my life, and for better or for worse. And, This game it comes purely from the heart, and it allows me to. If this game was ever canceled, God forbid, I would just be. I would walk around with like no fulfillment, no
This
purpose.
is your purpose.
Yeah, and
This is your
it
thing.
might sound weird,
No,
but
no,
maybe because
not to me.
it's a tool it's a creative tool for me, and I just need a creative tool in my life. And I would love to reinvent the wheel in games. I would love to reinvent. I know I'm bringing back an old school style game, but creating the 4v4 PvP style game is something that you don't see a lot. Although you do see competitive games out there like CS:GO, you see Valorant, you do see like small team based games.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And people act like that's dying. I don't believe it is.
No,
But
not at all.
yeah,
No, no. There's too much. There's so many games that have not done those correct.
right.
Like they haven't. Why don't we have a third person Counter Strike now? Like a
That's-
third person, like a
that's
SOCOM.
exactly
Like
what
a
I say to myself. Yeah.
Like why isn't that in existence?
Yeah.
Like we have the games that did it well at their peak with nothing. With
Right.
nothing. Not they didn't even have an iota of the technology we have today.
Exactly.
And they were addictive and kept you hooked.
Right.
Speaking of addictiveness with Terminal War, how do you guys plan to keep that gameplay loop healthy and ultimately fund the game in the sense of like longevity? Like what are you guys aiming to transact in the initial purchase of the game, or are you guys looking to do skins? Because skins is tough. I'm going to be very honest with you. Like
Yeah.
so thinking about the business model for your game, because I want you to succeed. I personally want you to succeed.
Thank you.
But we need to get the dollars right to make
Yes.
sure that Alec is eating, his partner is eating. We could keep the lights on. This thing could grow more, and we could
Right.
just scale up in a way. So what is it? What is the core aspect for revenue that you're looking for with Terminal War? How do you want to transact?
So this is a great question. And there's a lot to say about this. It's like there's such a heavy balance of when you're making a game, and I didn't know this before, and to call it naive, but player retention is big, right? And keeping the people who purchase your game like on that game for like the first month it's tough to do. And there's a part of me that has like this old school gamer mentality where like we talked about Gears of War, SOCOM, Rainbow Six. Like those games didn't have battle passes. They had
Nope.
they had a capped customization, right? But we still played them like for hours. And
Yes,
I
forever.
know the market has changed. And I don't really know if I hope that there is a call for people to just be competitive and play. Like, and I bring up my friend from work all the time. He's like this. You wouldn't suspect him to be a Quake player because he's like this. He's like he just doesn't look like that. Somebody that religiously plays games a lot.
Okay,
and,
okay.
He's awesome, but he plays Quake 2 competitively, and hasn't been an update in Quake 2 competitive like in I don't even know how decades probably, and he's playing that with tons of people. He goes to QuakeCon and he's really good at it. And I learned from him in the sense of like, how can I get inspiration from like a game that keeps people playing like for this long, like 20, 30 years. And it really is that Quake is just like the bare minimum tools in a game, and people are like we spoke about before. People are trying to be better with the same tools that the other guy is given.
Yes.
And I
Yes.
do want that. And I know it's really too optimistic to bank on that, but that if we don't succeed on that, then there's
All is
something
lost
wrong with
to
the
you.
game. Yeah, because
All
then
is lost.
if we're just trying to expand and keep players retained and then keep expanding
And trying
if
to
they
do the
fall off.
carrot dangling
Yeah,
in front of them.
I don't want to do that, but at the same time, there's so much I want to do for Terminal War. Like we get so many comments, like I don't know if you know, but we have a TikTok page. That's where we're our
Okay, I
biggest.
did not know that. I did not know that, Alec. Did not know that.
That game has been fueling wish list. That TikTok has been fueling wish list and views for us like crazy.
That's crazy. I did not know.
Yeah,
Awesome.
That's where we like made our bones in terms of
Yes,
marketing
sir.
the game.
Yes,
I think
sir.
we're almost at like I never used TikTok before this, but we're at like 10,000 followers on that now, and
Awesome. Yes, sir.
it's a good milestone for us to hit. And but we gauge a lot of comments on there, and a lot of them are about PVE and horde modes and zombies and all this stuff. And listen, I there's nothing more I want to do than make a co-op mode to this game. I love No Return in Last of Us 2. I don't know if you've played it, but it's such a great mode. It's replayable, and to do that with friends would be something great. That's something I see the game as like early access would be the PvP aspect, and 1.0 would be PvP polished,
Right.
more variety.
Yes, sir.
Plus, I would love to do a PvE mode as well because there's. I want this game to be. I would love for it to be even bigger than that, and I'm not gonna get. I don't want my eyes to get too big. I won't let them, but there's so much to play into with our lore. Where like you have three factions in the country, and you have a post-nuclear. Some cities are post-nuclear. You have a lot of zones of where. So the map is split into three different territories or across America, and I imagine each faction in an AI sense to be fighting them in different ways because they have
Yes,
different
sir.
tactics, right? And I just imagine a more open world with different territories and AI that behave differently. And to do that with friends, I think would be so cool. And I've learned a lot from Blight. You know the game Blight Survival?
No, I don't. I
Oh
don't,
man,
unfortunately.
that probably you should check that out. That I am not like a person that really plays. I don't really play like Dark Souls kind of, and this is not a Dark Souls
Okay.
game, but it is like it's actually not even fantasy. It's like medieval horror. I'll put it that
Okay.
way. They debuted their trailer. Long story short, they just stated that they're going to be a PVE game, and I learned a lot from like delivering a quality trailer from them. Not to say that I have, but our goal is to deliver a trailer like they did eventually, and that game really inspires me in like a PVE sense where you encounter different types of enemies in an open world and they all behave differently and you can customize your character and you can do things with or without friends and that's something that I really want to give this game. But people, you can go on Steam right now and you can look up a zombie game, right? That's like a four-player co-op game. You'll get like
Yeah.
a ton of them. And we could easily buy a zombie pack on the Unreal Engine marketplace and buy zombie animations from the Unreal marketplace and just throw it into the game and sell it to people who really want that. But I don't like doing things like that. I like to, if I'm going to do a mode, I want to do it different and I want it to be,
You want to do it thoroughly.
yeah, I want it to look great. I want it to feel
Yeah.
great.
Yeah.
We could mail that in, but I just don't want to do that. If I am going to do that, I'm going to need funding from our initial launch to create unique AI for each enemy type, to create amazing animations. It's something that I probably could say, hey guys, we're just going to add this mode, and you're just going to, you might like it, but it's not going to be unique and from the heart. So
Right, right,
I,
right.
I do listen. I want to add PVE elements to the game, co-op stuff, but that's going to have to be shelved.
Okay.
And
I respect that. I
yeah,
totally respect the
I really
focus. I
want to.
respect that you have to focus. If you're gonna win here,
Yeah,
you have to focus.
yeah,
Like if
big
if
time.
if, if you're if you're listening to the noise of this one, that one, and this and that, nope, you're gonna lose. You
Yeah,
have the focus for your game. So in short, just to get a clear black and white answer here,
yeah,
your game's gonna be transacting on the initial purchase of the
yeah.
game,
So sorry, I want to get back to that.
you want to transact on the initial purchase of the game, but you want the gameplay to sell itself like our old school games where we just
Yes,
could not put them down.
but we do want to launch now. This could be. I don't want it to be taken as like a selfish thing because I think when you sell cosmetics in games, I think people have lost kind of the. I mean, it's gotten ridiculous because skins in games have been like crazy now. Actually, let
Yeah.
me just get the charger for my
Yep.
laptop.
Go ahead.
They're all about outdoing the previous skin that they sold, and they get more and more ridiculous. I guess just to milk the cow,
Yes, sir.
and that's something that I would literally never let this game come to. I think that's if I just don't even, I can't even imagine a founder who's really in charge of the game, like who has the vast majority of the game, ever allowing that ever to happen to their own baby, right? Like,
Right.
I don't, and if they do, then they're letting this game, maybe the art direction's different and it calls for it, but God, I mean, I remember looking at PUBG skins and I'm like, really, we're doing like the pink outfits and like the crazy stuff, you know, I was just like,
Yeah,
or
that
H1Z1, like it just didn't look good.
yeah,
So
Alec, that's what happens when you get to the corporate level. When you
yeah,
get to that, when you
they
have the
buy
suits,
your equity.
yeah, right.
Yeah.
When like right now you're private. Right now you're private. So all creative directive comes from you. Man's
Yeah.
it's from you and your co-founder, whatever you got
Right.
whatever you folks decide. Now the moment you start investing in other people and other people put their money in, they're gonna hey, I want this, I want,
Yeah.
and then things start getting out of control.
And hey, we have to bring players back. Let's
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
And you don't want that headache. You don't
No,
want that
I
headache.
don't.
I know
don't.
you want the revenue to help the game.
Yeah.
That you do want, but you want creative freedom.
But-
now, I'll say
Yeah.
this. I'll say this. You will not fail if you go old school with what you're saying. Get the initial transaction,
Right.
but make sure that gameplay, because people still play The Last of Us multiplayer
Yeah.
to this
time.
day. People,
Big time.
if SOCOM if these titles released in today's time with more popularity around it, they will be even bigger.
Right.
In the sense with crossplay and everything, and people getting locked into good,
Right.
genuine gameplay loops. Bro, I played The Last of Us for hours. Never thought about cosmetics. Never. I
Right.
just played. No ranking
You just
system.
kept
No
doing
nothing.
it,
I
right?
just
You
kept
just kept
playing.
going.
What Gears of War introduced ranks in Gears 2, right? I think, right? Gears 2 had the ranks.
Ranked play? I would say so. I would
Like they
assume
had-
so.
That's the carrot that kept me going if I really cared. Same with
Right.
SOCOM. Keeping your rank up or whatever, because you could D-rank. If you don't play,
Right.
you
Yes.
D-ranked. So that was a pride hit. So
Yeah.
so you wanted to stay in the competitive league because especially in SOCOM, you could even go into rooms without a certain rank.
Wow.
So it was like, bro, you fell off because we're this rank. You can't even come in here and play with us now.
Right.
It's like, oh shoot, they're
They
right.
do have
so
that even like games like this, a game like StarCraft 2, they have like really competitive like rankings, like platinum,
Yeah,
gold, all
yeah.
this shit. It's like
and that's the thing. That's the thing. That's kind of honestly, in a sense, that's where I wanted to go with you with Terminal War. It kind of has to lean into that.
It
you,
does.
You have to have these triggers that keep people going independently outside of cosmetic. It needs to be a psyche thing. The
I
gameplay
know.
needs to be.
I was addicted to my KD and like
Yeah, exactly,
addicted to it.
Like, but it needs to be a psyche thing where it's like you want to be a team player, you don't want to lose, and your
Yeah.
rank is everything. This community's everything. That clan
Right.
tag you're rocking is everything.
Yeah.
like people, you need to invoke fear when clans and community people see each other. Oh, he's from X. Oh shoot, that's a bad
Yeah,
mother.
yeah.
That's a bad dude. That's what created the social aspect for us.
Right.
Games don't embrace that anymore. Everything's superficial and very light. But the thing is, the gameplay's soulless.
Right.
So everything else around it doesn't feel planted. Doesn't feel
Exactly.
grounded.
Yeah.
When you have gameplay that doesn't need a referee in because I say referee because with Warzone and these other multiplayer shooters, you feel kind of like you get G'd in certain situations where it's like, wait, how did I die? In the games we played, you didn't need a referee. If you
Right.
died, it was skill.
It was
like,
fair.
nah,
Yeah,
bro.
you knew it was fair.
He just got you. Like you
I
can't
know.
even like
don't
you
get
don't
that
get
anymore.
that. You don't get
Yeah.
that anymore. Exactly.
you feel ripped off.
Alec, can you be
Yeah.
that for us?
I
Can
would
you
lo-
be that for us?
I would love to, and I think so. I hope that it's enough. Like I hope there's enough people
Yes.
who want that, and
Yes.
an optimistic part of me believes that because something that really sticks with me is like it's a quote from somebody else. I forget the name. He says, "A game for everyone is a game for no one." Right. So
That's
if we
Yeah.
appeal to our exact audience, listen, we're not trying to be the next Fortnite. We're not trying to have like.
And that is
we would
fine.
love to have that many players, obviously, in an ideal world, but we want to stay in our lane and then grow at a healthy pace from there.
Yes,
and
sir.
Just to get back to the cosmetic aspect, we do intend on offering cosmetics, right? Like
Yes, sir.
outfits or backpacks or whatever. And our game will launch with a form of customization. And I think that form of customization will be enough to suffice people who are purchasing it at the base game, right?
Yes,
So I
sir.
think you'll have enough to work with in the base game. But I think to have like so each faction has a different appearance, right? And players are going to have to customize their character per faction, depending on what. So if you're playing in this part of the U.S., you're playing as one or two, or you're playing as one faction or the other.
Okay.
So when you play Call of Duty, sometimes you're one team and then you're another team.
Oh
Like
yeah.
you're
Yep.
it's a lot like that, but just three of them. So there's that's what players should expect, and you'll be able to create your base character. And we do want to be able to fund the game. Like if people really love the game, then like if I really love a game, I will buy a skin or I will
Oh yeah,
buy something like
easily.
just to support them,
I'm
you
the
know?
same way. I'm
Yeah.
the same way.
And
If I
people,
like a game, I go all out. I
Right.
go all out. I'll put some money down. Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, for an indie game, it helps because not everybody's going to be able to afford to pay for the highest version of your game. But I think
Right.
it gives people the opportunity who are able to afford it, who maybe would have paid like for a $60 game just to play your game, like maybe they would give $5 more above the base price just to buy a certain outfit.
And
Yeah.
Alec, that conversion comes off of your gameplay premise.
Right.
That comes off of great gameplay.
Yeah.
You convert. It's not even so much you advertising no more, right?
Right.
Your gameplay is going to speak to everybody.
Yeah.
So if somebody says, "Bro, you playing that shit? I'm playing this over here. This is competitive. This is where the friends, the social aspect is going to make your game spread."
Yeah.
That's the part you guys need to anchor in. It's the gameplay.
Yes.
If you send it past me and I play it and I'm sitting there, I'm like, it's not connecting the dot. Like I'm an old school.
Right.
Like if I say, "Oh no, you got it. You got it. You got it. You got it all the way."
That would be great. There's a lot of testing that we have to do in like a PvP sense in terms of like movement speed, aiming speed,
Yeah.
like how fast your ADS speed is, fire rates, and all that.
Are you guys bomb defusal? Like how are the
So-
like what's the objective each time we spawn in? Like what's the objective?
Yeah.
What are we
So
doing?
right now, believe it or not, we haven't like completely decided on what modes we're gonna offer at launch. But actually, let's have fun and talk about the ideals of Terminal War. Like
Okay.
if I'm living in a fantasy world of what I would love to introduce into this game, and some things are really ridiculous. But number one would be obviously a co-op mode. Number two, I want to increase the weapon count, where every gun is in their own lane, of course.
Yeah.
But we're
yeah.
only launching with 11 to 12 guns, so 4 in each
Okay,
category.
that's fine. That's all you need.
Yeah,
That's all you need.
just to get our footing and balance properly. And then we're going to add crafting, silencers, scopes, perk system. That's all stuff that we absolutely intend on adding. And then in my ideal scenario, you would be able to make your own clan. You would have a clan score. You would have your own clan tag, and that tag would exist somewhere on your on your backpack. So
Okay.
part of the customization, I'm not sure if we're going to do this at launch. We want to add things to the backpack. So a lot of times in police or military, or even fire departments, like people's gear, they put like patches or
Yes,
stickers
sir.
or things on their gear as like morale
Sure.
patches. And I think for players to do that on their backpacks would be really cool.
Nice.
And I think having a certain section for your clan tag would be really cool as well. Because I really like feeding into like this competitive angle where like you want your clan to be great and you want their player score to be great and you want to play clan matches and you want to rematch people. Like that's something I do want to do. That's an ideal for me. And I also would love to have a player hub where you load into a faction camp and you're able to go to a shooting range. You're able to customize your character there. You're literally able to go into the armory. And you know the Last of Us weapon upgrade system? You know the animations at the workbench? I'm not sure if you played.
Yes.
I love that aspect. I would love for players to really get into their guns and be able to pick different models, not just skins, but change the look of the gun completely, but keep it in the same category. And you know, there, there's even like a meta game I want to do. I played this game on my phone called Beloutro,
Okay.
and I got really addicted to it. I never play games on my phone, and it's got a really amazing, unique way to challenge yourself on the next round. So I already have a system in my head of how a metagame would work for us, and
Mm.
it would offer daily challenges. And you know how factions would let your rank, your metagame score would be like 99999
Yeah,
or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah. When you
Like,
max out type.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that I want to incentivize that as well. To keep the daily challenges going. And
Yeah, dude. Yeah, yeah.
this is all
Like,
stuff that I would love to do. And
yeah.
you know, I think at a healthy pace we can introduce these things, but I like to say that I want to add variety to the game in a vertical sense. And what I mean by vertical is like the vertical of our game right now is a 4v4 shooter, and we want to expand on the weapons, the game modes within a 4v4, and
Yep.
then a horizontal expansion is creating essentially another game within your own game, which is
Right,
a
right,
PVE, yeah,
right.
or a story or whatever, all
Yeah.
that.
Don't
So
even look towards Terminal War 2. Just build the foundation of what you had and just
yeah,
reiterate. Not unless you get a big engine upgrade or something, then you introduce 2 or something like where
yeah,
it's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
okay, this is gonna be 2 because we
Right,
we
right.
we have better
Oh no,
technology.
I meant you're making another game within your game. So I'm sorry,
Like how Fortnite
I said
does
that
with
wrong.
they have a
Ye-
whole bunch of games. Like you could
yeah,
race, you could do this,
right, right,
but all in this one umbrella
right.
of Fortnite.
That's
Yeah,
what I
yeah.
would see it as, is like PVE and then PvP, right? But
Right,
PvP
right,
is
right.
always going to be number one. So I
Yeah,
want to
yeah,
focus on
yeah.
fleshing out PvP first, and then um, the other thing that I wanted to add was I lost my train of thought. But the game, it's gonna be tight in the beginning, and we're gonna rely on players to give us a lot of feedback. So if a gun is bugged, like we're gonna nerf it, whatever, instantly. If people like during early access, we want to ask the community like, hey, what modes do you want to see next, or what maps do you want to see next, and we'll make those maps. It's literally going to be a poll going out to our Discord and probably like on Twitter, and just
Yeah.
asking people like, would you prefer this map next or this map, and we would
And
just
make
go with
sure
the next one.
no, and that's very good. Make sure you guys have some good map design in there because my
This
God,
is this is something I want to talk
folks
about.
don't know how to design maps for nothing. Like for
Yeah.
nothing. Like
So,
especially when it comes to third person, you got to understand angles and
oh
things
my
like that.
God.
Like
Yeah.
when you have a third person shooter that does first person as well, I shake my head because I'm like I
Mhm.
know the map design is trying to be one size fits all. And
Right.
that doesn't work.
Hmm.
And like when people go and say, "Oh yeah, you could do first and third," and technically, can you? Yeah. Should it be done? Nah. You got to choose left or right. You
Right.
got to choose left or right. You can't be one thing that does you can't do it. It does
Yeah.
not work. You need to have something that fundamentally you know your angles and different things. And the
Right.
person creating the map understands third person shooters.
Yes.
They have to have that mentality of like, wait, okay, if they're perched here, this level here, okay, this side of the map has to be asymmetrical to this to do
Right.
this. Like, you need to have people with that sense in
No, big
forethought.
time. And it's
Like big
not
time.
easy to do
It's
when
not. It's
when the
not.
game is not up and running yet. Like, it's hard to test like the
Yes,
map.
yes, sir. In the
And I'll
gray
t-
box and stuff. It's hard.
Yeah,
It's hard.
it's so this is something that like I never thought of, but and I just noticed it probably a little bit too late. So I want to talk about maps really quick. The first
for
map
sure.
that we made, it's a small town with a couple of different storefronts, and I really wanted to make like a really cool looking town that like looks abandoned, and it's tough because I really want my maps to be like rich with like a lot of lore behind it, and I want it to look interesting.
Yeah.
On top of it being fun, and maps really they can become very expensive because it got to the point where I was designing each storefront, each sign for each
Right.
store on the map.
Because the
And
detail. The detail.
yeah, and if you kind of half-ass it, it just like stands out. So like we had a
Yep. It
bakery,
looks weird. Yep. You're like, ew.
and but
Look
meanwhile
like you cut
people will call
corners
our
here.
game people will call our game an asset flip. And I'm like, we literally
Yeah.
traded a pizza
Listen,
box for this pizzeria.
yeah, let's address that. Let's talk about asset flip here.
Yeah.
The day before,
Yeah.
the
I
tweet
mean,
that went out. My gosh, what do you have to say about that,
so we
Alec?
get that one so much. I think I'm gonna have to start recording content for our YouTube page to put out because that's something I really want to address, and I get it. Like I was so a lot of people were so burned by that game. I can't believe they fumbled the ball on that because all they had to do was say, "Hey, we have a million wish list. Somebody give us money to make the game for real, and we'll do it, and we can be successful, and then make another one."
Yeah.
Instead, they just like completely fucked that up. But
Yeah, that was kind of a scumbag way how they went out
yeah,
with that. Kind of
but
crazy.
for us, it's like, the only thing that we're using that's an asset is the Unreal Engine motion matching, which is
Okay.
like the locomotion where. So Unreal Engine very recently came out with this motion matching animation pack where
In UE5?
in UE5 where you're
Yeah.
able to like vault, you're able to like run, sprint, crouch, but it's motion matching. So the top half of your body changes with like the lower half, and
Okay.
it's something that an indie team, it would cost them a ton of money to do. So the fact that it was like, listen, I could never afford to create this locomotion pack, right? But
Right.
there are things that we're doing in conjunction to it. Like, for example, in factions, and this is something that's hard, I never noticed it, but it's pretty obvious. Cover height, like when you're crouching in factions, every piece of furniture in a room is the same exact height. The windows are the same exact height. And there's a reason for that because the animation, the crouch animation is exactly that. And I found this out a little bit late, and we still have to do this because right now cover in our game is inconsistent. And
I see.
you want players like when you go into a room as a player, you want to know like the game should not let you down. You should provide
Yeah.
things to the player
Yes,
to
Alec.
expect, right?
Yes,
You don't want
yes.
to die by okay, well, I didn't know this. I didn't know you could shoot through this object, or I didn't know this barrel wasn't covering me completely.
Right, right.
And so what we're doing right now is we're making a ton of cover props. So, in addition to like the cosmetic things that we've made so many custom, like we made a whole movie theater exterior, we made store signs, store props. All of our characters and weapons are all us. A lot of structures are, but there are things that so you also purchase assets online and you cut them up into being like, for example, as an indie team, should I custom make a skyscraper 3D model just to put it in the background of a map that you can't even explore? Or should I buy a $200 pack on the Unreal Engine marketplace
Right, and just
and place
kind of
that building in the background?
yeah.
What do you think I should do as an indie team?
I get you.
So there's a difference. Like an asset flip is like, oh, all of the animations are from an asset pack, and all of the props are from an asset pack, and the characters from an like. That's not the case at all for us. Like we're completely
Right.
different.
It's like how people utilize AI. You could either go overboard and make the whole production AI,
Right.
or you could use settle pieces of AI
Right.
to add to your creativity
Yeah.
and the direction and move your progress forward. That's
Yes.
all. That's exactly what you're doing.
I
have no problem against assets at all. Like
Yeah,
people,
and-
that's corny to me when people are like, oh, asset. It depends how you're using it. How
Yeah.
are you using it? Are you using it or are you abusing it?
Right.
It's very simple. Very simple. Like you can see, like, all right, bro, there's no effort here. What? Like,
Yeah, you
what?
could see trailers for some games that you could see like the zombies that they use are zombies from a popular Unreal Engine pack. You could spot
Right,
if,
right.
if you're used to
Yes,
seeing
sir.
stuff online, you could
Yep.
spot that. But like
Yep.
we're not going in that direction, and we've made so many weapons for our game, and I've thrown so many out. Even though they look great, they just didn't feel right in the animation.
Speaking of weapons,
Yeah.
the feel of the game. Can you go like how is mouse and keyboard versus controller?
So right now,
Is there like a balance in that? Because I know there's some controller fiends out there, and I could be one at times. Like it depends what game. Like I might be like, oh, this plays good on controller, or I'll
Right.
play this one on mouse and keyboard. Is there a duality where you have like a balance? You struck a balance where you're like, guys, this feels right on both this and
So
this.
it's a little right now. It's a little. I hate to say it's a little early for us to really like finalize that. But
Okay.
I want this game to feel like when I play, because I never play mouse and keyboard. I'm actually a console gamer, but
Oh no, there's nothing wrong with that, baby.
No,
There's nothing wrong with that.
For context, it's like if I can't play this game, then I'm not making the game, right?
Right, period.
So,
right.
yeah,
If
yeah.
you can't play it, then
But my
yeah,
partner, he's mouse and keyboard. He's
Okay.
like when he sends me gameplay clips of him playing with a friend, I'm like, I cannot like. It's just completely different how I would play the game, and it's funny to see that how people are able to play things differently than you because
Right, yes,
I can
yeah.
tell the way he's moving. He's on mouse and keyboard, and
and go back to
yeah.
style. Like you
Yeah,
see
like,
it, you're like,
I
wait,
played him
okay.
once, smoked me. But I think the problem is that so right now the controls. I play it on controller now, right?
Yes, sir.
I can't. It's not mapped perfectly for the controller yet. And the most important thing is like the sensitivities are not like perfect yet, and the aim movement is not perfect yet. So we still have to narrow
it has
in
to
on
feel
that.
nice and smooth and solid.
But that's all stuff you take care of later. Like once the animations are done.
Yes. Yes, sir.
So, but I want this game to be. I really want this game to be compatible. I want it in so many languages as much as possible. I want it compatible with as many remotes as possible. I want it compatible with the Steam machine, the Steam Deck. Like, I want it on the. Is it the Rogue Ally? I don't even know how to say it. That handheld.
But just to shorten what you're saying here, you want it to be both mouse and keyboard friendly and controller friendly.
I want this to feel so. Yeah, I think naturally it'll always feel like a mouse and keyboard game, just like any game will feel like that, because games are made on computers.
That's
of
where
course.
it starts.
But, I think.
But you could get something feeling native to a controller. PlayStation does that very well.
Listen, I 100% want this to feel like as good as like Gears of War feels on an Xbox controller.
There you go. Yeah.
And as good as The Last of Us feels on a DualShock controller.
There you go.
That's exactly what I want. Like, it's always a consideration, to make sure that the person on controller really feels like it's made for them and it's fair to them, because that's me. Like, I'm that guy.
Yep. Same here. On a good day, I'm controller out.
Right.
Yep.
And it depends on the game.
I'm the same way.
And just to get back to the other thing that we touched on, because I know I kind of skipped over it, it's talking about game modes, right?
Yeah.
Factions has 3 game modes, and I personally, me and my friends and I love game modes where we don't respawn immediately, and just like Gears of War was.
One life game modes. That's everything.
That's our priority, is the team elimination game mode, where you have to win X amount of rounds and then you respawn. That's the first mode that we'll be playing with internally, and the second game mode will be like a team elimination. I mean a team deathmatch.
Okay.
We spawn similar to Supply Raid in Factions.
Will you count? Please tell me, when you're doing like the TDM, you're counting down lives.
I love that. Yeah.
I cannot stand. Yeah. I cannot stand when you do typical team deathmatch. It's like, guys,
and somebody
have
died
the lives
30 times.
mean something. Have the lives mean something.
Yeah.
So I could blame, like, bro, you died 8 times. You took 8 lives from us.
I know.
We only have 20.
Wild.
We only have 20, and you took 8.
Yeah. And if you look at the score at the end of the match, if you lost by 5 and that guy died 8 times, then
exactly,
he's the difference.
but Alec, that has to be in the game. That type of mode has to be in the game.
I agree.
No, brother. You don't understand. I mean, at launch type. Like, I'm serious. Your early access type. Because you need that to carry the game.
Yes.
You need that game mode where people get addicted and they're like, oh, I like this mode, because they still. It's like a mindless game mode, but yet it's not. It's a strategic one, because it's like, bro, you can't die. We need you. Like, I'm not gonna get shit on by these guys. Like, I want to fight. I want to like. You need game modes that pull on the feelings and in emotion. That game mode does it. That one, when you're counting down lives out of a pool of lives.
Gears did it too, I believe. I think
Gears did it. Oh
yeah,
they did a great job.
Yeah,
with it.
And it makes
it was
you
pressure.
value.
It was pressure at the end. At the end, it was pressure.
You. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, and it's funny. It's funny. The modes and everything. Even though you had a rank, you didn't. Dare I say this? Ranks were something, but when you play those game modes, the game modes were so good. The rule sets were so good that it all came together. Solid gameplay. You had a game mode premise that actually made you think, and you just can't go out there and just do dumb shit. That combination, great gameplay and a great game set of rules to play within that and to make you think, it keeps the loop. It keeps that figure 8. It keeps that figure eight of like people like, nope, I'm gonna keep playing. And you might be like, well, there's no rank or nothing yet. No, but have you played this? This it's amazing. People still play SOCOM and thing to this day.
Being
nothing.
At the top of the leaderboard was
it was good enough. And imagine you streaming with your friends, just count out how many matches you won or lost. You build communities that way. You don't need much. It's just you have to have good rule sets and great gameplay. Like you need to make the gamers matter. Like they need to care. They need to feel like, oh damn, we lost, and it hits them. Right. Then when you win, you need to feel like you're on cloud nine. Like, bro, we did that.
You want to be able to rematch them as well. Like right after.
Yes. Yeah.
Love that.
Alec.
Yeah. I love a rematch.
I love you. Yes. That's it. Because yes, you need to have the liberty to be like, run that back.
Yeah.
Run that back.
I love when my friends and I have so many great memories of it, like in Gears of War and Last of Us. And we would just get like smoked 4 separate games in a row, and we would just keep rematching. And these guys are like, "You really want to do this again?" And then like every now and then you beat them once, and then you don't rematch
everything,
them.
And then you leave. You take the belt and leave. You just like, good night, y'all.
Yeah, that's all my friends and I want to do.
and that's great. So with that said, connectivity wise, are you guys going to do server browsers? Now, mind you, this I'm going to say this, and then you answer me here. Mm-hmm. I think server browsers are still magical in 2026 still. A lot of games like to go matchmaking. Now, that depends on the population of the populace of the community that's online at the current moment. However, if you, again, this is going to come down to this. Great gameplay, great game modes. You would see those servers maxed out if that met the criteria. Right? So and it's cheaper server browser over matchmaking. All right. The infrastructure is cheaper because you just rent out the servers and you run it like an old SOCOM. Like that's all Sony did. They just connected to server and they had somebody facilitated, and it was pretty cheap, pretty easy to manage. But the thing is, so when you go into early access, you'll know by the numbers. But don't, because I see a lot of games do this. They have an abundance of servers, like hundreds, and they don't meet the demand.
You tell me what's the ideal like?
Ideal is Gears of War 1.
Gears of War 1. Can you remind me of the exact?
So Gears of War 1, you logged into them screen. You had the skull. You hit start. List the server browsers. List it. It said 8 out of 8, whatever, and you just hop into the match.
Right. Okay, and you could feel competitive in those?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Because I didn't usually do that too much. I feel like I just mainly did matchmaking.
You came in the era of matchmaking. I know what era you're from. You're a little younger than me. I'm 38.
30. Okay, gotcha.
And you're?
33.
See? I know the gap.
Right.
I came from the era of server browsers. Still magical. The reason how come the companies got away from it was because it was more streamlined and more fancy. Like it was more like, oh, you just hit the button and you're connecting to a game. Right. Server browser, you had to do a little more footwork to like, oh, here's the place I want to go.
You're very true. Very true.
You had to do a little more footwork, and they took that out, which is good, which is fine. But for your type of game and your experience,
I get what you're saying now.
Last of Us factions, they did automatic, like you just queued up and then they'll match you.
Right.
But that's good when you have a populace to do that with.
Right.
You understand?
Listen, I am all for that. Like when it comes to that stage of development, I feel like that's something that we're going to really be thinking about in like September or August. But I want this game to be like, God forbid it ever is just unaffordable to keep open. I want people to play this like as much as possible.
Oh yeah.
Long after whatever, God forbid, right?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
So I listen. I really feel, and I've seen the server browser thing a lot. I can tell you right now, like if we can do it, I'm for it. Like I want that.
Do whatever your wallet affords you first. But forget what I'm saying. Do what you can afford.
I preferred it in the game. Just me being such a novice at like the technical aspect of this. Right. I really don't know how possible that is.
Okay.
But I'll tell you this: it might be easier than matchmaking. It probably is easier. If that's how we really or has been for a while for video games. So,
Yeah.
I think it was a game called Chivalry 2 that came out recently. I think it had
I remember
that. And it
Shiv.
was
I
like
know
it
Shiv.
was like a newer game, like not a newer, but it's in this more modern era, Chivalry 2
Yeah.
at least. And that had, I believe it had a server browser, and we used it and we understood it. So,
Yeah.
listen, yes, like if that's possible, it's a yes at launch. And
But you're right though, Alec. You
yeah.
gotta weigh it out and see what works for your game. You
Yeah.
ultimately know what's best and what's affordable for you and the team. That's what
In
it's
that
gonna
sense,
go off
yes.
of.
But
So
there are other things in terms of like modes that like I have a mode in my head that like I've been thinking about making a third person shooter long before I started the project.
yes, sir.
Maybe about 10 or 12, 14, 15 years maybe just in my head. And I had this game mode called maybe I won't get into it now, but it's called Push,
Okay.
and it's really about, imagine your map gets progressively bigger. So in the center of it, you have a 4v4, and then if you die, you don't respawn until everybody on your side is dead, and then it opens up another part, and then you respawn again. And so the players are technically pushing into the enemy team, and as they're pushing them back, the enemy team is going to be up against the wall at the end. So let's say you get to respawn 3 or 4 times in a match. Each time you respawn, it's at a further part in the match. And you kind of just get cornered by the enemy team. So there's like a lot of experimental stuff that I want to do.
Ooh.
That's, you know what I'm saying? So like,
I think so mind you, I don't
Yeah.
have you ever played Insurgency Sandstorm?
no. Do they have
They
a mode
had
like
a
that?
game mode. They had a game mode, sounds very reminiscent of that, called Firefight. If you played that game mode, you'll be like, Abel,
Really?
this.
Do you have
Where
a name
has
of it?
this been? So the Firefight game mode, you would
Oh,
have
Firefight. Right.
Yeah,
Okay,
it's called
Insurgents.
Firefight. The Firefight game mode, you would have spots on the map, like almost like Dominate. You would have to capture these. So first team to lock down 3 points, I believe, wins. Now, mind you, if you die, you can't come back until I think if your teammate gets a kill, brings you back, or something brings you back.
Oh,
and it's a
kind
constant
of like, yes.
tug of war.
What I would say, it's probably like dodgeball. You know what I'm saying? You ever play dodgeball? You get knocked out, and then if you hit
Yes.
somebody, your teammate gets off the
Like
bench and comes
Gears
back in.
and Gears dodgeball.
Did Gears have dodgeball?
Yeah, they end up having that.
Yeah.
They end up
Oh,
having
cool.
that. But
Yeah.
you're right. Like if you did a mode like that, now if you're doing the map and stuff moving around, that might be technically more
No.
harder to do for
Map
you.
is
I don't
not
know.
moving.
I don't know.
Just imagine just to put it simply, imagine a
Yeah.
corridor, and there's a doorway at the end of each at the end of each side.
Okay.
So like if this team loses, they get pushed back to a further part of the corridor, and then they keep getting pushed back.
Oh.
And this team hasn't lost all their lives yet, so they didn't get pushed back. So
Right,
technically
right.
pushing. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like
Alec,
that. but
that's actually dope. That's actually dope.
I don't know
That's
if it is
actually
or
dope.
not, but for me it's fun.
That
because,
concept is dope though, because you're right. Because you just
Right.
keep getting pushed back, and then it's like there's a cliff behind you.
Right, and you could be holding back your teammates could be dead, and you could be fighting the team off, and pretty much your one life left could essentially wipe out the whole team over and over and over again and push them back. So, but at
Woo!
some point, one team is going to be against the wall.
Right,
and,
right.
You know, that's experimental, and the map really have to make a custom map for that. But that's
Right.
That's been a mode I've been thinking about for like.
But
I
that's
don't know, maybe
that's a
15
good
years.
thought though. Because
Yeah.
you would have to see how the logistics go of it, how it
Right.
plays out. But good mode though, because that tension, that tug of war,
Yeah. And you have to take care of your life, because if you lose that life, then you're just.
Is there any way for you to come back? If somebody on your team gets hot, could bring you back?
Yeah, so it's if you can die maybe like 3 or 4 times, and when you die, so it's hard to explain. I wish I had like a board in front of me, but so like imagine it's an elimination mode. You wipe out the whole enemy team. They use their second life now. They all respawn and use their second life.
Okay.
Then you wipe them out again. Then they respawn again, and you can wipe out. You have to wipe out the team maybe three times until they're completely wiped out. So it's kind of like the team deathmatch mode from Gears of War.
Okay.
or supply raid, where you are using your last life as like the holdout, but you're doing that multiple times in
I
one
see.
match. You know what
I
I'm
see.
saying?
Yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir.
it's
I
not like a
follow.
quick
I follow.
respawn. It's which when your whole team dies, then you respawn. But that's like
Got it.
experimental stuff I want to do, and I think you have to make like custom maps for that. But
Yes, sir.
there's other modes I don't want to do. I want to do objective based modes. I want to play into like faction espionage, where it's technically just a search and destroy, but maybe you're hacking into like an old computer from like one faction, and it's intel
Search and
instead of
destroy. You
defusing.
can never lose.
Something like that.
Just make the
Yeah.
gameplay great, map great.
Yeah.
That carries itself.
Down
That
for
carries
it. And
itself.
but I do want to keep that factions feeling in the. I want it to be what factions could have been if it was constantly updated. Like what modes would they have added? And I would love to see a 1v1 mode. I would love to see a 2v2 mode, and something that I've just from playing Arc Raiders with my friends and getting third partied a lot on the lobby in Salamantis. We're always doing there's always a 3-team shootout, and I
Yeah.
would love to do a 3v3v3 where it's each faction is in the match, and there's a specific map made that's conducive to that type of gameplay. So
It's funny you
yeah.
said that. There was a game that never came out that did very well with that very concept. Now it's called the Laura Prime.
Oh,
I don't know
never
if
heard
okay. Laura Prime did they did 3 teams of 4.
Oh, cool.
All one team would defend and the other 2 teams would have to plant or whatever
Oh,
the
that's
case
pretty
is.
cool.
No,
That
no,
sounds
no,
stressful.
no, brother. They I I'm so mad that funding diminished for them. I
Right.
played that game, could not get enough of it.
Wow.
I was like, yo, oh my God,
Let me
they
look
did
that
it.
up right
This
now.
is fucking great. This
I'm
is
making
fucking
notes,
great.
by the way.
And honestly, so one team would defend and the 2 teams would duke it out. But oh my God.
Oh,
Alec,
I see it right now. I see it right
Alec, I'm telling you, sir, if
here.
you
Oh yeah,
played
it's a
that, you'll be like
4v.
Abel.
Wait a sec. It says it's coming soon.
No. They lost funding.
Oh, it's on Damn, that looks actually good.
Not unless they updated it, but honestly, when they said they couldn't, when they cut ties, because I was in the Discord and they said they were ending it or whatever, that broke my heart. I was like,
Okay.
damn it, because
Yeah.
bro, that was magical. I never
It
thought I
looks
would.
like Marathon actually.
Yeah,
a little bit like
yeah.
Marathon. It looks fun.
Marathon.
I don't play Marathon.
But anyway, when that studio lost its funding, broke my heart because that was addicting and fun. That
Right.
I was like, whoa. At first, I was like, that premise could that work? And then when I played it, sold. I was like, oh
Yeah.
no, you guys got great gameplay. The tension is there. You have to think. Oh my, they had it all. It was like yes, but they couldn't see the
That's tough.
end of
And
the.
it
I
sucks that
don't
they
know
didn't
what
even get a
happened
chance.
internally, but they couldn't get it.
Yeah.
Done. They couldn't
Right.
get it done. The gameplay was good though. Everything was proven. The gameplay was proven.
Wow. It looks finished.
Everything was good. But something financially in the back end, something ran out.
Yeah.
I think one of the companies went bankrupt and they had to sell them off, and it was crazy.
It
got
looks really
messy.
cool.
It got messy.
It looks finished, but
Yeah. I'm telling you, Alec, look between
Wow,
that
it's actually really nice.
in Firefight and Insurgency, you'll see. You'll and then
Yeah.
combined with what you said, you'll be like, Abel, I see you. I see where
Yeah.
you're going. That's
Listen,
crazy.
It's. I feel like having like your fixed game modes, and then you have like limited time game modes, and
Yeah.
having like those 3 staples from factions would be great. Like those
Yeah.
team deathmatch, team elimination, which you see in many games.
Just keep them
And,
entertained with that. For real.
Yeah. But then having a limited time section where every now and then you have a 1v1 or you have the 3v3v3
Yeah.
or push like I was talking about. And I think if they love this specific mode, then we would just like keep it and just keep it in rotation.
I hate when games yo-yo great game modes.
I know.
I'm like, you guys are jerks. I'm not gonna sit here. You're not gonna give me a great third like how Call of Duty did with third person. Like there was at one time when they put it in and then they took it away. They put it in and then took it away.
So
I'm like,
fun.
I'm not doing that. You're not gonna yo-yo me. You're
They
not
should
gonna
just make
I'm
a
not doing
third person game because their third person looks amazing.
Their third person was there's
The animations, like, they hold up. They hold up really well.
Right. But their shooting was very generic. in the sense of like
It was.
it gun.
It was.
It's not like how yours has character, soul, like
Right.
boof, boof, like it feels weighty. Like I said feels, but I'm looking at the visuals of your game. It looks
Right.
like it has weight in
It does.
like that it was very it's very suppressive fire, very
Right.
like
Yeah, it is. Relentless fire rates and ammo.
and that's what
yeah.
but to me that doesn't equate to special. Like you
Right.
have more character in your weapons when they have like certain RPMs and
Yeah,
things
yeah.
are slower or heavier or super fast. Like you
Yeah.
need to have that dynamic. And in Call of Duty overall, it just felt like suppressive slop to me. Like it was just like fast slop.
Yeah.
Like, no, that's not skill. It's like who's seen who first. Like it was just like,
It
oh,
is
did he
very
have the
much
better
that.
angle on me for? It wasn't skill. Your game is gonna be skill. It's gonna be like, yo, he got me
hope
with
so.
that Magnum. How? I had an AK. He smoked me with the Magnum.
Yeah.
How? That's great gameplay. That's skill. That's the holy grail of everything. When you
Yeah.
could do that.
And
When you got
were
somebody
able to
beat
do
somebody
that
with a
in
Magnum versus AK.
Halo 1, the Magnum, or even Halo 2.
You break that shield, boy, and you get the boy.
Oh man, talk about a micro gameplay loop where you would just dump a mag with the assault rifle and you just elbow them, and
Yes!
that itself was just fun. Like that was
yes.
break the shield elbow, and that was just fun to me.
Some people had better strategies. They would be like, well, that's not how I'm going to break the shield. I'll use the needler.
Right.
Me, I picked up the needle. I was trash.
Yeah,
Other people
it's
picked up the
horrible.
needle, smoked me. I'm like, what the?
Yeah.
But look at Halo. Same premise.
Yeah.
It was the person playing that made the weapon, not the weapon itself.
Exactly. And
It was the
gave you
person that
X amount
played
of
it.
tools. Yeah.
Yeah. It was like, here's your set of guns. We're not giving you unlimited guns or rifles or whatever the case is, but you decide how you kill somebody and how you
Right.
finesse somebody. Because
play the
somebody
map,
could be.
too.
Wait, say that again?
Like play the map. Like go for the sniper or go for the rocket.
Right,
or
right,
just
right.
guard it. Just guard it. Yeah. Yeah.
Bro, that things like that, like it's so sad you don't get that today. You
I know.
just simply would you do weapons like in power up thing? Are you thinking like that? Are you like able? No, you're gonna have the arsenal right out the bat. Like, because
I had ideas for like, because in factions they have the purchasable weapons, right?
Yeah.
Which are really the better weapons to use, obviously. And
yeah.
having one of those guns was like getting like the grenade launcher in Gears of War, for example.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's always an equivalent into factions, and I think I do like the idea of like, how the center box in factions was like the coveted box, and
Yeah.
it's always
That
contested.
had
it's hard
materials
to
in
get.
it that could
Yeah.
you could go crazy.
I had ideas for like how people would acquire certain guns, but right now we do have that buy menu where everybody picks their own. I call them advantage weapons. It's pretty.
Okay.
It's pretty intentional, because instead of just purchasing them, obviously you earn points, but it functions the same way as factions will. But I do. It's actually very interesting you say that, because maybe there's room for a game mode where we can play with those weapons not being in the loadout but scattered across the map. And that would have to be like a limited game mode, and if people like that, I'm open to it.
Yeah, it would. But you know what, Alec? Scrap that, because you just brought me back to my thought of how Last of Us did it. They had it
Yeah.
right, and they did it very well.
They
did it
did.
very well with the.
They did.
Look, don't even. No. Stay your vision. You were right.
I got you.
Because I just played it back in my mind. I had to
but
literally
it's-
like go in like I'm
It's
playing.
the
I'm
same
like,
thing though. It's because
it is
those
just
are
presented
weapons that
different.
change the gameplay. You know what I'm saying? Like they give you
Facts,
a huge
facts,
huge
right.
advantage.
But you fought over, instead of a weapon, you fought over the materials.
And yes, and I will say, Gears of War, going for like the rocket, going for the grenade launcher, and the boom shot, and going for the sniper was like, those encounters going for those weapons like created so much fun in that game.
Yes,
because
it created the tension.
because you had to get it. And if you don't get it, your team's at a disadvantage.
Yo,
So
do you have those? Do you have that DNA in your game where it's like that tension, like
So-
there's a central pull.
let's talk maps really quick.
Yeah.
So it's funny. I drift so much when I talk about.
Yeah, hey,
I was
listen,
talking
man.
about-
This is gonna be
yeah.
a great pod. Listen, I'm gonna
hope
upload
so.
this, and they're gonna love it, man.
Cool. So the map that I was talking about before. We only have one map finished right now.
Okay.
That's the one that we've. That's the only one that we've been showing. So that was taxing in we had to get so much custom stuff done for it. It took a lot of iteration. It took a lot of direction. And I love giving direction and like how things should look, but it's when you rely on your map to be so rich looking, it's really hard to nail it, and it's always going to require a lot of feedback to the freelancers. So they're never going to see what I see in my head, and that's
Right,
the hardest part
exactly.
about direction is getting it from my brain to my mouth.
Yeah.
And visually. So
Yes, sir.
I'm pulling back from, just to be transparent, I'm pulling back from like super, super detailed environments like that.
Okay.
Because right now, I'm telling you this is like, just from like an indie developer perspective and
Yes,
being
sir.
super transparent, we have a timeline here and I want to get more maps out. And I'm trying to think like what maps, there's always maps that you see in games. You see shipping container maps, you see it in games like Ready or Not. You see it in. I can't think of a game that doesn't have shipping containers as a map in it.
Right. Right.
So I'm thinking of. So we got shipping containers custom made, and there's a really great no return map in Last of Us that you can play. It's like a cargo map, and we're making something like that.
Okay,
Because
awesome.
it's like an abandoned, but it's very. Man, I can just go on and on about maps. So the benefit of using that map is not just like that it's easy to make and it doesn't require a lot of direction. It's very easy to make a map for level design that's fun when each piece is the same size. It's like putting like a Lego map together. It's very
Oh,
easy to
right,
do. Yeah.
right,
So,
right.
and I forget, I just deviated from something else that I brought up before. I want to come to right now is, so right now we're getting the second map made, which is a shipping container map.
Yes, sir.
And we're doing something different from the previous map where we're making custom props now that are for cover. I call them
Okay.
cover props. And like I was saying before, how in faction and in many games that you play, I reference them because they're our inspiration.
Yes, sir.
The crouch cover height is always consistent because
Yes,
you don't
sir,
want
like you
the
said.
game to let you down, right?
Yep.
You want to rely on your game. You want to rely on cover. So like to have like objects that are like small and like it's cool detail, but if you can't hide behind it, I don't want it in the gameplay space.
Right,
I
right.
want it,
'Cause, yeah.
yeah, I want it pushed to the perimeter of the map where it's still visible, and or if it's elevated on a wall, like that stuff's cool. But if it gets in the way of the player's path, like I don't want it there unless
Right.
it's made for cover. So this is something I just realized recently. So I have I'm building a library with my 3D artist. He's in Indonesia. He's amazing. I've been working with him since the amount of iterations that this game has been through. He's making a library of cover props that are modular and they're very predictable. What you see in games,
Yes,
they're
sir.
barrels, they're military supply crates, they're pallets, they're concrete barriers. But the thing is with them is that they're consistently all the same height. And in our game right now, our crouch idle pose is different from the crouch walk pose, where like when you're crouch walking, you're this high. But when you're crouch idle, you're this high, right?
Okay.
That's not good. You want crouch idle and crouch walk to be the same height because you want
Oh.
cover to be seamless. So as I'm walking behind different props, you want universal cover. So like you don't want the game to let you down where like you're bobbing up and down as
Yep,
you're walking,
yep,
but when you stop,
yep.
you're down. You want to for the game to be fun. You want to be able to take that cover and not be.
You want to
shot
rely
as
on it. You want to rely.
exactly.
Anywhere you go, you're hidden. You're
Exactly.
like, okay, I'm moving. Like,
And we take in we noticed. I noticed this very recently, and it's very obvious. But I want to make sure I get that done on this map, and this is the easiest map to contribute that to. We're gonna adjust the previous map as well, and so right now we're building the cover library of cover props, and we're starting the second map now.
okay.
The first map was very expensive and time consuming. However, I don't want to mail it in, but it's difficult as an indie team.
Yes, sir.
To get to 5 maps, we're gonna have to do another map like that.
Okay.
That is easy to make. And for some reason, I love these maps in games where I don't feel bad about making one. There's a map in Call of Duty Cold War, and you've seen this type of map before in an old Rainbow Six, if you know what I'm talking
Okay.
about. If you know, you know. Remember Kill House?
Yeah, I remember Kill House. Of
Kill
course.
House is,
yes.
okay. So you know how some games have like a military training facility.
Yep,
Where
yep.
it's in
That
like
you
a,
zigzag through and all.
yeah, or it's in like a hangar and there's like a lot of
Yeah,
plywood that you can hide behind in like rooms like that.
yeah.
For me to get that fifth map out to players, it's going to have to be a map like a kill house, for example. But it's going to be like an airplane hangar with like
Nice.
it's like a training, it's like a faction training facility. And the best thing about this is like number one, I love those maps in games. I love getting
I love them too. I love them too.
It's going to be very open though, and there's one in Cold War. I forget the name of it.
And it's good that you're making it open, not
Yeah.
too condensed, where it's like kind of corny, where it's like
not a
ugh.
tactical room to room kind of thing, you know.
Yeah.
So we're doing a shipping container map right now, which is like an abandoned one, and then we have it's going to look good. It's not going to look like crap. I have a very amazing lighting artist working on it right now, and I want that to be when maps feel like they're to the bone. That's when they feel most competitive. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Get it,
like,
Alec. You get it.
If you put me on a paintball looking field, like I would love to do a paintball map, not paintball, but where it feels like a football field with like props that are like symmetrical on it. Like,
Right.
I'm not saying like that's not like the art direction of our game, but like there's something about competitive environments like that I love. And if we can fit it into the lore like we are doing for these other ones, like we're going to do that. I have the shipping container map being worked on right now. Immediately after that is going to be a kill house hangar style environment, which will be easy to make and fun to play on, I hope. And the next two, I want to make them more detailed. So I have an idea for a public library, which is something I want to do as well, an abandoned public library that's kind of like snowed in a little bit.
Okay.
And the reason why I like a public library is because A, we've seen that in games before. And number two, it provides excellent cover for players because you have, what do you have in a bookstore? You have a
Shelves,
public library.
counters.
You have the consistent big desk that people read books on.
Yep.
You have
And
the
then
big
you have the
bookcases
couches here and there.
Everything is rectangular, you know?
Yeah, and everythgoing like leveled with each other for the most part with different. Yeah, that's it.
So I want it to be this regal, old, abandoned. I don't know how far I can get with the details here. I hope it's going to require some custom props, but
right. Yes, sir.
That's another map that I want to do, and another one that I want to do, and hopefully bring it to 5 maps at launch would be.
Yes, sir.
I was just at a wedding this weekend
Nice.
in Jersey, and it was such Last of Us has such a great. It really utilizes such cool maps where in part 2 you're at like this Spanish-looking villa in like Santa Monica, and it's like a resort. I think it's called Resort.
Oh yeah,
it's got like a pool in it. Yeah,
it's towards the end of the game.
Yeah. I love that map, and I love. I was watching a show called Beef Season 2, and they had a country club in it, and I'm like, wait, is this is close to Santa Monica? It's a Spanish-looking villa, and I'm like, this would be so cool as like an abandoned environment that like a faction is holding out on, you know?
Right.
But I'm not going to go with that one. I think I was at this wedding venue, and the real life location.
You're right. The real location
that people were getting married at was so. It would be so cool as a cold, abandoned, empty map for players to play on. And there was a cocktail room with like a rectangular board. I'm at a wedding and I'm sizing up locations, and I'm just like, okay,
it's calling you. That's it. It's calling you.
I was like, okay, it's got 3 levels to it, which is really cool. It's got a chapel. It's got a simple cocktail room. It's got like a big wedding hall room, but it's all rectangular, and it has access to go outside, and like you can put a couple of rectangles of covered cloth tables in that map. I used to work at a catering hall too, so I saw these things at night, and like. Just something about like a vacant wedding hall room that like when it's empty and you have like cloth over everything, it's just a cool vibe, and I hope that we can bring it to life with like really moody lighting coming through the windows.
For the most part, your maps 2 levels, right? You're not gonna go 3.
Yeah, so 3 sounds crazy, but I think
I was about to say 3 with flow. I wouldn't
call it 3 floors. I'd call it like the wedding level. And then like the exterior of it, which would be like you drop down to a staircase, and then the reception level. Like another I picture it like a garden, like a lower garden.
Okay.
I don't want to call this. I would say it's most akin to Dam, where like Dam is like super elevated on one side and it slowly like winds down to like a lower section. That's kind of like what I have in my head. But it's not even set in stone. I have to work with I'm working with a concept artist now to like kind of
Right.
get
To
my
get that
ideas.
ironed out.
I'm trying to find out how to make my creative direction better. Of course, we talk about Naughty Dog, and
Yes, sir.
I can't imagine. I mean, I have tremendous envy for those creative directors because I can't imagine having like the top of the top concept artists that like I don't know if you've ever been online just looking at
Oh yeah.
Last of Us concept art.
I do.
They outsource to a lot of different concept artists, and there's so much contract work that gets done that gets sent out externally to freelancers, and then I think these art directors probably I don't know anything about this stuff, but these art directors probably contract talented freelancers to give them good descriptions. They take tons of concept art and they bring it to their environment artists, and then they bring it to their prop modelers and like, okay, we need these props made for this map and that map, and we need these materials made and these, this is the lighting artist that we need for this. So I would love to have like a team of people like that at my disposal. I don't. It's just me and usually one person that I'm talking to.
Right.
And I try to find talent that I can afford. It's not easy.
It's not, bro. It's not.
And what you have in your head is never going to be what you see. But, I think the goal is for me to get myself to a point in life where I have those resources available to me.
Yes, sir.
And I'm able to bring it to life. And I want to, this is all hopeful because this could really go nowhere. I hope it doesn't. But I want to have those resources. I want to have that in an animation sense too. It's like right now I'm revealing a lot here, but like I didn't like how our melee combat looked like our fighting. So when we got that done in motion capture, and usually you can rely on motion capture to capture a lot more detail.
Yeah, because it's motion. Yeah, it's like you
you'd
moving.
think it would be perfect, but like, wow, we did 2 separate sessions of this.
And it was jank.
The punching just looked, it just didn't look masculine. It didn't look like powerful. It lacked like that grit, that you see in like Joel in, for example, Last of Us Part 1. Like you see like that shoulder blade like really wind out before he delivers that punch. And there are things like when the character's finished punching, he's like exhausted by the end of it. And I want that feeling in my game because it's post-apocalyptic and these people are starving and they're exhausted and they're not trained. So, I want that animation fidelity, and it takes so long to get these animations done that like today I got a couple of videos sent to me from our hand key animator. And the hand key animator, I gave him the task of creating punching. And it still needs work. We haven't implemented it into the game yet, but like every little aspect of this game is getting, even if it like we get comments online of like, oh, this animation needs to be better, or blah 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 blah, and like people don't know that like I see all of this. I agree with all of it. You know?
Right.
I only have one animator at my disposal as opposed to like maybe like 20. And this animator is not even working full time for me. So a lot of these people are in school, so I don't even have people at my disposal in that sense.
Right. Yes, sir.
He's talented, but I'm throwing AAA expectations on him. And
right. No, I get you. I get you.
It's so hard to be like, all right, this is as good as it gets, and just continue. So, for example, we found when you're making. I know I bounce around from really different places, but when you're making a game like a third-person shooter, it's so hard to get the gun to look right and the way the arm is holding it and to make it look perfect. And there are so many different correct shooting methods online. And we went with a straight arm for one of them. Okay. For 2 pistols in our game that have a really straight arm. And I was I was a cop as well for 2 years, so I'm familiar with the shooting, and I was trained on it, and. I know proper shooting form. Like,
yes, sir. We
try to apply it to the in-game, and it just didn't. People don't like it. People don't like the straight arm. So we're gonna have to add like more of a tactical, not John Wick look, but like more of. You see it in a lot of games where like one arm is kind of bent.
Okay.
And one other arm is kind of straight.
Yeah.
And I got that feedback, and I'm like, we're going to switch that up. We're going to improve on that.
Oh, actually, no, that's correct. Now that I'm thinking about it, because the straight looks kind of too robotic. You want to like give it like that life, like
where you're leaning further up.
Like this, like it gives it a little more swag and character. Like
exactly.
Okay, that's a real person.
So, but these things are when you send animations back, it takes so much time. So like for
Yes,
us
sir.
to correct things, it's like, okay, now I have to stop melee animations and move back to a gun that we've wrapped up a while ago. And that's going to be, it takes weeks to do these things and sometimes months. So we're going to fix up some of the feedback that we got on terms of the weapon animations and the angle of our gun. I'm getting really into inside baseball here, but like the angle of the way the character is angled when he's on the corner of the screen when you're aiming.
Yeah.
We're going to correct that a little bit. It's hard. So when you have the camera, this is really stuff I didn't even consider before I made the game. Depending on where the camera sits in third person, like if it's too far behind the camera, like if the camera is right behind me, like right here, looking over my shoulder as I shoot, you could have collision, of course, and you don't want it to be too close. But at the same time, it doesn't make weapon animations look good. When the camera is angled out and you can see a little bit more of the gun. You can see the gun doesn't shrink towards the center of the screen, and you could see more of it, and it's more satisfying to see the gun slide come back. It's more satisfying to see the reload in that direction. When you see it like, I'm doing it, it's like over here. When you see it like from over here, it doesn't, like even Arc Raiders, their weapon animations are not like tactical looking. They don't really look amazing, but like, I'm not shooting on them. But like Last of Us 2 or Resident Evil 4, where there's more of an emphasis on gunplay, that camera's a little bit further out, and they're closer to the screen, of course. So right now, I think we maybe went a little bit too much out in terms of the angle, and I think we're going to bring it back in just a little bit to be like right over here. Okay. And these are these little details that like I care about, and like I want to make sure they're perfect, but like I don't have the time and the money to make sure.
I know. Alec, from what I'm learning, what I'm learning, you're very detailed orientated, which is great.
Probably to a fault though, because
and this is where I actually want to wrap up here because I know we got things to do. But I want to say this: you're very detail orientated, but keep that momentum and progress going. And for the most part, you have a lot of good thoughts. You talk just like me in a way. Like you have what I have. Like you say back things to me where I'm like, oh, he does get it. He does understand.
Oh, we played the same games, man.
We played the same games, so you know exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah. So I'm like, you know what? I feel like we're in good hands because some folks that you'll talk to and they don't know this. I played this game and I'm like, not the best reference, but you played some of the best, and I trust that. But I'll say this though: don't beat yourself up on every detail. Get that gameplay right.
Thank you.
Get your map right. Get your modes right. The rest would take care of itself. Just pride yourself in that. I know you're gonna go crazy with the look. I know you. I could only say what I could say, but I know you.
It's never good enough for me.
I'm getting the feedback from you where he's like, no, Abel, he's very Kanye West. Like, I want it like this. Like, and I see it like this.
From my brain to the screen, that's how I want
and that's good because that's how I am with certain things. That's exactly how I am. So I get that. But just keep the game fun. Keep progress on your side. And do the best you can. Don't shy away from what the streets are saying or whatever. Embrace everything. And if something doesn't look the best, still drop it. Look how far you came with not being sure. Yeah, I don't know if this is ready. I mean, look. I don't know.
Everything's been not ready.
Right. But look at the snowball you're building. Like it's good. It's good. And forget all these people with the day before memes and all that. These people are stupid, bro. Yeah. Like just create the game.
I can't blame them,
Yeah, that's true. But create the game you want. And when can we particularly expect this game, you think? I know we don't have a price or anything, but I know you're going for 2026. We got GTA holiday season.
So
you know what I mean?
So I'm actually, I guess, this is a good point to end on. It's just this topic is...
Yes, sir.
We don't have like a window yet.
Okay.
I'm sorry, we have a big window. It's the last quarter of the year, right?
Okay.
That's kind of where we are. My partner he would like to see this out sooner before GTA, and I agree there. GTA is extremely... It scares the hell out of me.
It's going to swallow a lot of people.
It is, and a lot of games
even in the
AAA
space.
Yeah, they're all coming out in September.
right. They're all coming trying to beat them.
But the only saving grace is like about it is like GTA is just dropping on consoles first, and I'm sure a lot of people have consoles and PCs.
That's true.
But another problem is that like right now we have some people pick up our video, like cover it and talk about it and want to do interviews. My fear is a lot of content, and you know how this is. Like a lot of content creators are going to want to because I know I see this a lot. GTA is going to make a lot of people successful.
Yes.
Just because of streaming and covering the game.
Yes.
Like if you dedicate your whole, some people are pivoting to create websites and probably whole YouTube pages and social media pages just covering GTA.
Yeah.
And what that means is like creators like yourself are either going to choose to cover other games, both, or just go all in on it. And that's going to saturate not just like the player base, but the content creator base is going to be hyper focused on posting GTA compilations and clips. Like instead of people posting compilation gameplay clips from like new games or like, whatever comes out, every day, they're going to be focused on the game, the biggest game. And that probably is a good idea for some people, So
yeah,
it's going to take a lot of thunder away from like indie games like us. And that's fine.
This.
It's just,
I'll say this, Alex. Not so much if you have, again, if you have your game's got to speak for yourself. And if you got the right things going for you, you have the interest of people. They're going to give you a shot. They're going to give you a shot. You have that. That you have.
Right.
You have people actually like, I like that. I want to see that. As long as you hook them with the gameplay, you're going to have cave dwellers that really enjoy the games like how we did in the past for our games. You couldn't get me off of Gears. You couldn't get me off. I didn't care what dropped.
Oh, that's another thing. We got to compete with Gears as well.
Right.
Yeah,
no, but that's the thing though. Don't worry so much about that because you're gonna have an Abel Green. You're gonna have people that are like, wait, okay, this is because I don't follow the biggest. Like Arc Raiders has to be the biggest game I ever covered. I'm not a AAA guy like that because the AAA doesn't do right by us. I'm not really a GTA
guy either,
They don't do right by us. They make the game and then the game has like changes so many times. I'm like, bro, this isn't even the same game. It changes month to month.
You just can't
changes month. So I don't go AAA. The closest I ever got to AAA was Arc Raiders, and I succeeded with that. And in Insurgency, I love Insurgency. I love Arc Raiders. But you give me your type of game. And it's okay. And I'm like, I'm locking into this competitive. This feels, brother, you'll build that bubble. You don't need much. You don't need as much as these folks need to be successful. You always have to do the numbers. Always do the numbers. I need this demographic. I need this. Look how War Dogs is doing. They're stepping into this with no fear. Now, mind you, bigger budget things and like that. But they're stepping into it in no fear because look.
They have like, before that reveal, they had like 600,000 wish lists. I'm like, holy shit.
Joe and the guys, they're going crazy over there. Now, mind you, they're stepping in against some juggernauts, but they believe in the gameplay. And what I heard behind the scenes, people are like, Abel, it's the truth. It's actually
before GTA too.
Right before. But those are the games that I look forward to. I'm not so even though GTA is big, and I know business wise it makes sense. I'm more looking forward to Terminal. War Dogs, I'm double like you because you guys have the most soul. That's what I fuck with. That like you guys have the most soul. So anything that has soul, I wish everybody was like that. You guys are leading with integrity first, and you're trying to do the best you can. So that's what I try to find. I try to find those gems. Not everyone makes it, but you'll be fine. Don't be too scared. But if you're not gonna launch in this like summer September area, then you might want to see a 2027 early.
Yeah,
that's it. That's
honestly,
it. I don't want you.
Yeah,
I don't want you to crush in Holiday. I don't want you to get crushed in Holiday.
I agree, and
so 2026 is big.
Should we just so to be transparent, I got two calls with publishers next week.
Sir.
I'm not really that interested, but it's entertaining. But if the right
always entertain it.
We're not. We kind of said from the beginning we're not really interested in publishers, but if there is a sweetheart deal out there and they allow us to port this to consoles and we can release everything as crossplay in one package deal on like day one, that's the strongest thing that you can do because you have
that is the strongest thing you could do.
All your friends are playing, all the friends are on different systems and like that's a 2027 goal. But you know, if we, I don't know how much longer we can sustain development. You know,
Right.
that's the
Yes.
thing, because every
Because you
day
need revenue now. Now you need some things to start
it's been a while.
materializing.
It's been a while of just personal investment.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yes, sir.
you know, so we're kind of damned if we do, damned if we don't. And and of course, the time of my life where I'm ready to release a game is like right around GTA. But hey, maybe there's a market. Maybe there's people that are going to log on to Steam the day GTA drops, and maybe there's like a middle finger to the AAA companies, and maybe people want to buy the game as anti that, and that's
Um,
you
I'll
know
put it like this.
I have no
I'll put
hate
it like
towards
this. There was
GTA.
a game
Yeah,
name called Task Force built in the SOCOM premise. That game had a couple of content creators covering it, SOCOM
cool.
style. It's the closest thing I ever played to SOCOM 2 since ever.
Wow.
Ever.
When did it come out?
It came out, I don't know. I honest to God don't know, but you can look it up on Steam. It's Task Force.
Mhm.
That game came out. Everybody was addicted to the gameplay and stuff. Now, mind you, the development went sideways, some drama, whatever. It's always some
Right.
it
Always.
sucks, but there was so drama and it didn't come out or whatever. But that gameplay held true. Again, your gameplay and word of mouth is going to be everything. Your gameplay and your modes bring out that passion. You may not have the rank system. You may not have all these things. Give us that Last of Us addictiveness with the
Yeah.
modes. They're not going to leave. They're going to be like,
Yeah.
whoa, I have this on PC now? Whoa, I'm staying.
Right.
I'm supporting. These guys are active development. Abel Green's covering in this. Alec's going crazy. These guys are covering it, and they're staying in contact and providing updates. That's
Right.
going to be your champion. You just need that underground belly to carry you. And you'll be like,
for
no,
real,
Abel,
it's-
we're sustainable. That's
We
it.
can't do
You
it
got
alone, you know?
Yeah, you can't do it alone. You can't.
Yeah.
We need each other. I need you. We all got to work
I hear you.
together.
Yeah.
But I believe in you. I'm dead ass saying this, and I mean this from my heart. I believe you. I heard enough from you that you care enough. And you get the vision, and you get like, Abel, I understand the game modes and how it has to be fun. I understand map detail. I understand these core principles. You spoke to me about height level and stuff. Brother, I couldn't get that out of people I spoke to in the past. Like at all.
Right.
Like they don't well, but your game is different, to be fair. But you care. You care on another level of caring.
Right.
Which strikes a chord with me. I'm like,
That's
special.
It's nice
He's
to
special.
hear. I mean, hopefully
He's
I'm not a
special.
victim to my own
Yeah.
ambition on it,
But it's
you
good
know.
though. God innately put that in you, and that's good.
Yeah.
You were at a wedding measuring up that's some shit I do.
Ridiculous.
That's something like people wouldn't ever understand. They'll be like,
Right.
They'll be like,
This
Abel,
would
what are
be a
you
great
thinking
place.
about? They hop in my brain. They'd be like, this dude's weird. Why is he
Get him
thinking
out of
about?
here. Get him out of here. Yeah.
Right. They're going crazy to Drake, and you're over here. They're like, well, that
Yeah.
countertop.
Yeah, it's
But-
perfect height.
Right. Right. But we need people like you to bless
guess.
us with these games and stuff. And I think you guys are going to do fine. Release when you can. And,
Yeah.
and if it is this year, I think you'll be okay too. But again, we got to get outside of that rush of
Yeah.
holiday. Because October, November, December, heavy.
It is a crazy time.
Heavy.